I'm Kerry Rosenblum with Rosenblum Realty, and it's football season again, and that means I'll be giving away $50 cash to one lucky Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Stand by 3.
You got those monkeys ready?
Where's the midget?
Roger on the monkeys. Ride the boy.
Are you ready? Is the last button working?
Good, all right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. What the? Oh, I'm sorry. I was standing on this wire. My bad.
It's the WBHP Morning Show with Toni and Gary.
Well, you know you make me wanna shout, kick my heels up and shout, throw my hands up and shout, throw my head back and shout. Come on now, don't forget to say you will.
Oh my goodness gracious, it must be finally Friday!
We are excited.
I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. I'm so excited.
I am excited. It's Friday. Woohoo!
Finally.
Yeah, it is. Woo. It's been a long week. Long, hot week. Alrighty then.
That's fixing to change.
Huh?
Hot's fixing to change.
When?
Next week.
Yeah, but not Monday, right? They changed that.
No, not Monday.
It was going to be Monday. It was going to be 83 on Monday.
But Tuesday, well, let's start with today. Sunny 93 today, still hot. Sunny 93 Saturday, still hot. Sunny 92 Sunday. Rain back in the forecast Monday, 30% chance. Otherwise sunny 89, so starting to go down. And then Tuesday, 20% chance. Partly sunny, 80.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
Mostly sunny on Wednesday, 81. And sunny on Thursday, 80.
Because they said it was going to happen Monday and
Well, it's just 6
Tuesday.
degrees difference.
Yeah, I know.
It's not that big a deal.
I just want to.
Then on Tuesday,
I just want it
it's
to
80.
hurry up.
No, I agree. It's been too hot
Too long.
for too long. Mm-hmm. Here we are in second day of fall, and it's
Fall.
93 degrees.
Yeah. Although it did feel a little better out there, a little bit.
I guess. Mm-hmm. It's 70, so that's hotter than it has been
That's
at this
true.
time. It was 64, I think, yesterday.
84% humidity. That's
Yeah, it's nasty.
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 Okay, so it should be a
Over-
nice weekend. Hot, but nice weekend, right?
Yeah. Then over in the Atlantic, Carl is still barreling down on Bermuda. It's supposed to hit Bermuda about 2 o'clock tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm. Not bothering us, though. It's going to go back out into the middle of nowhere.
Then hanging that right?
Tropical storm Lisa is out in the middle of nowhere, and it's going to stay that way.
Yeah, it's
Looks
not
like.
even coming anywhere close. And
Nope.
then there's nothing else.
That's not true. We've got an X.
No.
We got an X just off the coast
Oh,
of
we
Africa.
do.
It's a tropical wave just coming off the coast of Africa. This one's going to move pretty fast, they say, 20 to 25 miles an hour westward over the next several days. And environmental conditions could be conducive for gradual development, but they're only giving it 20% chance over the next 5 days. So we'll just have to watch it. Maybe it'll... That one appears to have come off the coast of Africa a little farther south than they have been coming. So I don't know
What that means.
that necessarily means anything, but there you have it.
But,
We'll have to watch it.
But it's moving quickly, so we ought to know something
Oh, yeah.
over the weekend, right?
Well, I doubt it.
Oh, you don't think so?
No.
Even as fast as it's going?
No, I don't. I don't know, maybe. But you know how it's been taking a week at
Forever.
least.
But they were moving 8 miles an hour.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I just want that to be over and the
I think
hot to
once
be
they
over.
form is when they slow down. I think
Oh,
it's-
okay.
I think that I don't know that for sure, but I think that's what I've noticed. That's the pattern. I guess when they start churning out there,
Yep.
counterclockwise, or is it clockwise? I can never keep that straight.
No. Anyway,
Doesn't matter.
churn away. Just
Yeah.
don't bother us,
Just
right?
stay away.
Yeah, that's right. Don't bother us. We have tons to give away today. Don't forget to get your football picks in for tonight. Mm-hmm. We have, you have till midnight to get them in. You could win $100 in cash from Bo Thomas or $50 in cash from Carrie Rosenblum. I was just fixing my little screener here. Mm-hmm. Wow, another day. Now, I didn't send it to you yet, but we'll get it up. But that the guy between the ferns, guy.
Oh, yeah.
You remember him? Mm-hmm. I can't say his name. It's Greek. Graphanopoulos or something like that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Anyway, so Hillary Clinton, they released yesterday when Hillary Clinton was on with him, and he made a bunch of one-liners, and she was giving him the look.
Really?
So now the media is covering, saying, well, she taped that the day she was diagnosed with pneumonia.
Really?
So she wasn't feeling well. She went on there to try to appeal to millennials who aren't liking her very much.
Right. Because apparently that's what millennials listen to or watch.
Right.
Between the Ferns.
And, the girl in the bathtub and...
Yeah. And those are clues number 256 and 257 that I'm not participating in the millennial generation because I've never seen these two programs ever. I've been unfortunate enough to see clips of Barack Obama on these programs, but I've never watched.
Well, I have to say though that there are other clues that show you are part of the millennial generation. Yes. Mm-hmm. What is it you watch? I'm sorry.
Whatever my wife watches. She may be participating, but I'm not.
Do you watch them with her?
Well, if I'm going to watch TV, yes.
Yes, and that's what? Mm-hmm. What is it
she
watches?
Say Yes to the Dress and a bunch of investigative shows, like The First 48. That's her favorite show. Mm-hmm. You ever watch that?
I have.
That's like real life NCIS. Mm-hmm. I love it. They're not quite as high tech as Gibbs and the rest of them, but it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And I taped all those. There have been a lot of the new shows come out this week. Mm-hmm. The premiere of NCIS New Orleans, the new one Bull. That's the guy from NCIS who left NCIS.
Oh, that's right,
Denozo. Yeah, thank you.
I did not DVR that one. I forgot about it.
Mm-hmm. And
what is that about?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I DVR'd it. I haven't watched it. I'll have to watch it over the weekend. I just don't have time during the week. But the Designated Survivor.
I watched that last night.
Was it good?
No, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So I'll watch that over the weekend. That's with Kiefer Sullivan. It's a sequel to 24.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Do you know I never watched one of those shows?
Do you know I DVR'd them, and over the summer I binge watched them.
Well, that's what I plan to do at some point is binge watch 24 because I've never watched. Because
actually,
rave reviews.
Let me say, I didn't watch it during the season either at all. Not one of them, and I thought, I don't want to see that, but it was good.
Yeah,
it was very good.
I say I hate to watch. But I fell into it with this Designated Survivor. I hate to watch a new show because they, most of them get canceled. There's just a few that actually make it through.
Right.
Like I was watching a show called V, which was a remake of a show called V from the 70s or 60s, whenever
80s.
It was. It was the 80s, whatever.
It was the 80s, and I saw that one.
The new one or the old one?
The old one during the 80s.
I watched
it every week.
Really?
Yeah, it was one of those that you watched every week, and
yeah, effects were horrible. But
see that.
They were.
Clue number one.
No.
Millennial.
No, that has nothing to do with being a millennial.
No, it does.
Absolutely not.
It does, and I'll tell you why.
Me wanting good, or me expecting and being used to good effects.
Yes.
Is me being a millennial.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. I DVR'd an old movie with Gene Hackman and
somebody else.
Well, let's see here. It was, why can I not remember his name?
Clark Kent.
Men in Black.
Was it Superman?
Men in Black.
Oh, Tommy Lee Jones.
No, the other one.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. I don't know why I couldn't remember his name.
Really?
So it's an old movie.
Gene Hackman. And
Gene
Will Smith.
Hackman is a CIA, NSA kind of a guy. And what happens in the movie, and I'll have to Google it to get the name of it, is that Will Smith, all of a sudden, his banking is gone, this is gone, that's gone, and he's trying to figure out what's happened to his life, and he's being monitored, and blah, 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 blah.
And you call this an old movie?
It's an older movie.
With Will Smith in it.
Yes. Now,
I don't consider those movies old, but go ahead.
It's got to be 10, 15 years old.
Okay.
Okay,
I guess that's an old movie.
That's an older movie.
Old movie to me is like...
I didn't say old movie. I said
Smokey and the Bandit.
older movie. And I DVR'd it for Chance because I thought he would like it. Because it's a very good movie. Suspenseful.
Right.
I mean, really good. And he said, this doesn't have any special effects in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, can you not watch a movie that isn't Star Wars? Or
yeah, I have
some
no
kind
problem with it not have any special effects. What I have a problem with at this point in the history of the world, what I have a problem with is watching a movie who tries and doesn't do a very good job.
Millennial.
I'm just saying.
Anyway.
Do you not like watching good movie?
I do.
Effects?
I do, but that doesn't mean.
Well, you millennial.
That doesn't. No. The difference is that doesn't mean I don't watch a movie and say, "Oh, that doesn't have any special effects in it."
No, I don't say that either. Your son says that, not me. Because I don't care. But if they're going to try, although you do have to consider it, it was the 80s. Everybody was LSD'd out. But anyway.
Not in the 80s they weren't.
Or whatever you were taking.
They weren't anything.
What were you doing in the
talking
80s? Cocaine is what the 80s.
What are you talking
right?
about? You talk about the 80s like it's the 50s.
Well.
Millennial.
So somehow we got way off my
did.
story. My story was them canceling shows that I
Yes.
get into
Yes.
that I start watching when they
Yes.
first come on.
You watch one or two of them, yes.
They did that. Oh man, it was so good. But apparently I was one of about 3 that thought it was so good.
Yeah.
And they canceled it, and they just leave you hanging when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a cult
I hate it.
thing. And like I said, the one they had in the 80s was, it was a weekly thing. And
Yeah, I've made it a point to watch.
But you didn't
those.
like, and the point was
No, I
you didn't like it because it didn't have all the special effects in it. So
That's right. Enemy of the State.
Thank you.
Is what you're talking about.
What
and
year?
this old movie came out in 1998.
Oh, well, I was close. I thought 80s,
Oh.
90s.
Well, that is 90s.
Yeah.
Late 90s,
Well,
but it's 90s.
That's 10, 15 years ago. I was right. Older movie. But you ought to watch that if you see it on. It's very good.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it when it came out. Mm-hmm. But I have not watched it. But I love Gene Hackman.
He's good.
And I love Will Smith, even
Yeah.
though he's a kook.
Yeah. But, I didn't watch his concussion movie.
No, I have not either.
I have no desire to watch that. Especially after Al telling us about the doctor.
That's true.
Let's go to Ruth. Hey, Ruth, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
Just counting down the days to fall break.
Yeah. When is that? Next week?
Well, we've got one more week. I don't know if city schools get the same time we do or not.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking they do. I think it's like the next Friday, right? Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Mhm. I hope they do because I'd like my grandson to spend some time with him for a while.
Yeah, everybody being out at the same time would be good.
That's probably right because
Yeah.
Limestone County Schools starts the 30th.
They get out the 30th, their fall break.
Mm-hmm.
You sound better. You feeling better?
Yeah, I do. I feel a lot better. I finally kicked whatever it was. Just allergies, I believe.
Well, a lot of people are suffering right now. That's for
I know.
sure.
Hillary
I know we've
Clinton's got
people out
bad.
at work with it.
You know, Ruth, Hillary Clinton's got bad allergy problems.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a lot of problems.
It's more than allergies.
Yeah, allergies are just minor.
That's right. Well,
Oh,
good. I'm
man.
glad you're feeling better. And like I say, you sound better.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I feel a lot better. So. How is everybody over there?
Pretty good. We're hanging in. Dan is really sick. He's borderline pneumonia, sounds to me like, in there cροuping, but
My goodness.
we're staying away from him.
We're coming up on 2 weeks with him.
My goodness. Have you heard from Gary?
I heard from him day before yesterday, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is he doing good?
Yeah, planting, laying out, doing, stuff I wish I was doing. But pretty good.
My brother's down there now. Rick is down there.
He moved
He'll
down
be
there?
coming back today.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he didn't move.
I was about
no,
to say.
he didn't move. I would be going fall break if he did.
That's right. It's like, okay, we're coming to visit you.
Yeah, really.
Well,
I keep threatening to move to the Smokies.
Oh, well, that'd be great.
If it wasn't for this,
I'd see more of my grandkids if I did.
if it wasn't for the snow.
Yeah, I know. If I had jobs where I didn't have to get out, I would love it.
That'd be different.
Yeah, snow's pretty, but I don't want to be in it.
Yeah, and it lasts a long time up there.
I know it does. I used to live up there.
Oh, did
A
you?
long time ago. Yeah, well, I was real small. My dad painted Fontana Dam. He was working with TPA.
Oh, wow. Well, Ruth, you try
we lived up there for a while. It was good.
You try to have a good day, okay?
All righty. You too.
Glad you're feeling better.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye-bye.
We're going to take a break. We're going to get on these sound bites. We have a lot to discuss this morning, so don't go away.
Miss Toni and Gary? Listen to our podcast, free anytime, day or night.
And check out our blog at tonyandgary.com with links to the podcast, email, iHeartRadio, listen online, and all the latest stories and video.
And like us on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In the NFL, Week 3 kicked off with a Thursday night game in Foxborough. It was a battle of undefeated teams as the Patriots shut out the Texans 27-0. Running back LeGarrette Blount had 105 yards and 2 touchdowns for New England. Their defense forced 3 turnovers, and third-string quarterback Jacoby Brissett, in due to injury, passed for 103 yards, no turnovers, and had a rushing touchdown. The Patriots improved to 3-0. The Texans dropped to 2-1. In college football, number 5 Clemson won at Georgia Tech 26-7. Tigers are 4-0 on the season. In baseball, checking games involving teams in the playoff race in the American League, the Red Sox won their 8th straight, beating the Orioles 5-3. Boston sweeps the 4-game series from Baltimore, and the magic number to win the AL East for Boston is now at 5. The Tigers get a big doubleheader sweep of the Twins. They win the first game 9-2, took the second game 4-2, so Detroit moves a half game in front of Baltimore for the final wildcard spot in the American League.
Don't miss Tiger Talk, sponsored by Tennessee Valley Fence, Thursday night at 8 on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Bankston Motorhomes is the area's only family-owned, Best in Business award-winning RV dealer in North Alabama, offering the best selection and best values. If Bankston doesn't have it, they don't make it.
Bankston doesn't have it, they don't make it. Wow, what a great place. Right now, especially, second day of fall, you can have a motorhome, travel trailer, and they have so many different kinds now. It's really amazing. Toy haulers where you put all your watercraft or your four-wheelers in
toys.
the back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
or the kids.
And then when you take them out, it has gates like a little patio. I mean, it's amazing. You know, I mean,
again for the kids.
Oh, is that for the kids?
The gates.
Gate. Oh, I see. It's like a big playpen, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or outdoor kitchens, outdoor TVs. I mean, they just have so many different things now. And you can rent one, take it out for the weekend, take it out for the week, go tailgating. If you decide that you want to buy one, then a part of your rental goes toward the purchase price. And right now, prices are low. Interest is low. Mm-hmm. Gas is still low. You know, even
it'll be going back down. They've opened line number 1 back up.
Good.
So,
I mean, but even at $2.19 or whatever it was a gallon, that's still
a lot lower than $4.19 a gallon.
Yeah, of what it was. So
we can remember those days.
I thought it was interesting. The president took credit for that.
I know,
for the low gas
Thanks,
prices.
Obama.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, even
That's
though
not exactly what I'd say to you.
Yeah, no. Considering
Thanks is not it.
You're doing everything in your power to keep people from drilling.
Yeah.
So
the gas is low in spite
of you. Hillary Clinton says that all the oil ought to stay in the ground.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so you can expect.
She's an idiot. On that, she's an idiot.
And now she has put out a new proposal.
And she doesn't believe that. She's pandering.
She is. Now she's put out a new proposal, though, on the death tax, the estate tax.
Mm-hmm. She wants to triple it?
65%.
Well, I wasn't too far off.
You were far off. I am not in that
bracket.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of millions and billions
you
or
don't
whatever.
have to be in that bracket to understand people are being raped.
Basically.
Yeah.
This is, the estate tax to me is one of the most egregious taxes ever. You work your whole life. Your whole life. Now, this also affects small businesses. She says it only, that it doesn't affect 97% of businesses. That
Right.
leaves thousands of businesses that it does. They use percentages to make it sound better.
To make it sound low.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 3%.
Yeah. 3% of the small businesses in America that make over that doesn't mean they bring that home. They have expenses. Don't get to keep their business. Basically, you don't get to pass it down to your kids. Family farms.
No, because you have to sell it off to pay the taxes.
To pay the taxes. That is the most egregious. It's already been taxed, this money.
Mm-hmm.
And yet when you die, you can't leave anything to your kids without it being taxed 65%, according to her.
Without the government getting their fair share.
Again, it's not a fair share.
No.
They've already gotten their fair share.
What they think is their fair share.
So you should not be able to pass anything down to your children.
Well, no, you can pass it down.
Well, yeah.
You just got to pass it down to the government, too.
Pay taxes again after you've already paid taxes on it. You got to pay taxes again.
Yes. Yeah, that's the liberal way.
Like I say, that is the most egregious tax there is, I think.
Liberal people with money hate liberal people, or hate other people with money. Let me say that again. Liberal people with money hate other people with money.
Well, see what happens. The Hollywood people, they love all of this because they put their money somewhere else in another country.
Right. Yeah.
And they, have lawyers who can get around it.
Well, not only is it people in Hollywood, but it's former presidents. They do the same thing.
Yeah, and John Kerry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
John Kerry, where's his money? It's offshore.
Yeah.
Where's the media griping about that? It's offshore. So it's the little people,
right,
that get stuck with it. Like I say, it's one of the most egregious things I've ever heard of. All right, so we had a basically more peaceful night last night in Charlotte.
Good.
National Guard came out. They put a curfew in place midnight, but they said that if everybody stayed peaceful, that they wouldn't adhere to it. They'd let people. I think they only had to tear gas one group that was trying to shut down the interstate. But other than that,
yeah, I heard they actually let them stay a little while.
They
longer.
did, and there was no breaking of windows and.
Good.
70%. There was a bunch of people arrested though the other night. I didn't realize that. 70% of the people arrested had out-of-state IDs. We talked about that. How the instigators come
bust in,
yeah, and try to say, okay, well, let's go get us a big screen TV and some shoes. There's actually video of these rioters in a shoe store checking out sizes and colors because they wanted to make sure they were stealing the right kind.
I didn't think beggars could be choosers.
Well, you got to get the shoes that fit, right? Then
I mean, if you're going to steal a pair, they may as well fit.
And they may, got to be the right color too, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't want to wear a shoe that's the wrong color.
No, these guys, would look good in pink shoes.
What if it's a pair of blue shoes when they should be red shoes?
So I want to go to 1669. And I want now.
If you're in a gang, that could really matter.
It could matter. Jeffrey Toobin, who is the constitutional lawyer for CNN, who is we've played him before, and he really has gone off the deep end here for Hillary Clinton. And I want you to hear about what he said about Trump and Trump supporters and African Americans. Here we go.
And I'd just like to question the premise of how we're analyzing Trump's last couple of statements. I don't think he's trying to appeal to African Americans at all. I mean, the whole idea of law and order is a code word for cracking down on African Americans. I mean, it has been since 1968. If you look at how he's talked about African Americans, of course, starting with President Obama.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Now, it's a code word. Law and order is a code word against African Americans.
Law and order is racist.
Law and order is law and order. I don't care what color you are.
Is it?
It's supposed to be. And then he said, look at everything he has said about African Americans. And then he said, starting with the birther movement with Barack Obama.
Of course, that had nothing to do with him being black.
Now,
or at least not for Trump. I mean, there were fringe people out there that that were that way.
But the thing is Jeffrey Toobin, I haven't found anything where Trump has said anything about African Americans.
No.
In fact, one of Clinton's people was asked about that by a Trump supporter and said, well, what exactly has he said about African Americans? And she said, well, the birther. Well, no. What has he said about African Americans? All right, back that up a little bit and go ahead.
So, Donald Trump has never been accused of racism or being negative against black folks until he started running for president as a Republican.
As a Republican, that's right. Go ahead.
President Obama, and embracing the kind of voter suppression laws that have been passed in North Carolina, now somewhat overturned in the courts.
Okay, stop right
but
there.
I think
so what he has said against African Americans is the birther thing, the birth certificate, and the racist voter laws. Now, what he's talking about is voter ID.
Yeah.
Well, if you are for somebody having a picture ID to vote, you are a racist because that hurts African Americans.
I don't know how that is.
I do not understand that. And
it's because the liberals assume that African Americans are too dumb and lazy to go get a free ID card.
Well, they don't even have to go. The little bus will come to you.
Well, yeah, in Alabama, they'll come to you.
In Georgia, too, they'll come to you.
Call them.
They'll come out to your house.
There is a number you can call, and they will come to you.
And give you a free photo ID to vote.
I mean, how much easier can it get?
So it's racist to want a voter ID. Racist.
That's what the libs say.
Yeah, and so this is the CNN allows Jeffrey Toobin to attack Trump because he wants voter ID.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I think everything he's saying is designed to appeal to the base that is sick and tired of African Americans trying to get political power in this country.
Okay, so his premise is that Trump's base is sick and tired of African Americans getting power. That's why in South Carolina, the racist South Carolinians voted an African American, the first African American ever to be in the Senate, because they're so racist.
From North Carolina.
Isn't he South Carolina?
Or South Carolina.
South Carolina, yeah. So
one of the Carolinas.
So if you look at the Republican conservative African Americans,
well, they're all Uncle Toms, and
that makes his premise wrong.
Yeah.
That the base, Trump's base, is sick and tired of African Americans having any power. Back it up and go ahead.
It's talking out of both sides of your mouth, because you cannot appeal to African Americans, especially with something that targets African Americans and that is illegal and unconstitutional, and then say things have never been worse when things have actually never been better. It does not make sense.
Yeah, statistically, that doesn't make sense. But I can just say that I went to the campaign asking this very question. How do you square outreach to African American voters with saying that there should be stop and frisk and those,
Are we still on
as
Jeffrey
you said,
Toobin?
Jeffrey, more law and order?
Is it still Jeffrey Toobin?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Things on the book, which it has been historically code for going after African Americans. And the answer was it all squares, because the point he's trying to get across is that African Americans should be open to this, because He's trying to make their community safer.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's
I'm
good.
not defending it. I'm not.
Now, so where is he getting all this? He's getting this from Rudy Giuliani.
Judy Giuliani.
Yeah, because when he was mayor of New York, he had stop and frisk.
Yeah.
And what they would do is if somebody looked a little sketchy.
Not only when he was mayor of New York, it went on through Michael Bloomberg's terms as well.
Yeah, but it started.
I mean, Bloomberg eventually stopped
it. Yeah.
Along with stopping you from drinking big gulps.
That's true. But the thing is if the police are on the beat and they see somebody who looks like they either have a weapon, you know, they can stick in their pants, or if they look like they're committing some kind of a...
If they have suspicion.
All they stop them, question them, and then pat them down. And if they have a weapon, they take it. Because they're not allowed in New York, number one. They have very strict gun laws. And, you know, if it's got a serial number that's filed down...
No, that's a red flag.
And what they're saying is that 86% of the stop and frisks were black. Again, if those are the people who are committing the crimes, or who are...
You can't constantly put everything into
race.
being a fair when it comes to how many people of a certain race. You just can't do that.
If more of a certain race are committing crimes, then there's going to be more of those people in prison or being stopped. Now,
there are more white people in prison for using meth, for instance.
Exactly. You're
than
right.
there is for black people.
You're right. Absolutely right.
Well, is that racist? And by the way, it's mostly black people who sell the meth. So, I mean,
well, that got the governor of Maine in a lot of trouble saying that.
Well,
but it's got to the point where you can't do anything.
Guess that's why I'm
you
not
can't
a
say,
governor.
You can't say anything. You can't do anything.
Right.
Now, what Dana Bash was talking about, and what Trump is actually talking about, are if you ask people in these communities if they want stop and frisk, the majority of them say yes, because their parents, their mothers, they want their kids to be able to go out on the street safely. Most of these people were gangbangers. If they had stop and frisk in Chicago, for example, they might be able to get rid of some of those guns.
They'd never get to do anything else but frisk.
Well, and a lot of police would probably lose their lives because they're not going to allow them to frisk them.
That would get ugly.
That would get ugly.
They'd have to bring in the National Guard.
But it doesn't matter, because whatever Trump says, whatever he tries to do, it's all racist. And they let their constitutional lawyer get up there and say, well, you know, everything he said about African Americans. What? What was it that he said?
Well, they never tell you.
They never tell you.
Because Donald Trump's never been accused of racism, never been accused of denigrating black people until he started running for president as a Republican. And we wouldn't be hearing this had he decided to run as a liberal, as a Democrat.
That's right.
We wouldn't be hearing any of this.
No. And the fact that he's making headway with African Americans.
Yeah. So, I keep seeing the 0 to 1% being quoted.
Yeah, but
as
that's a 2-month-old poll.
Yeah. They don't tell you that part, though.
Look at it now, 16%.
Yeah.
Let's go to Ralph. Hey, Ralph.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Good. We're lucky to have a very strong middle-class black community.
Yes.
And because they have good jobs out on the arsenal.
Absolutely.
Most of them are headed up by a father figure. You know, it's not a father that's not around. So.
Well, I have to say that
it does make a difference.
It does make a difference, but especially here in the Tennessee Valley, there are many. I mean, you look at the black community, small businesses. You know, and like you say, those who work out on the arsenal and others. I mean,
y'all remember Lester Phillip, who ran against Mo Brooks at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
He's a very successful black Republican.
Mm-hmm. It's really, truly amazing. Thank you, Ralph.
Hey, I got my picks in.
Good.
Tide's going to roll. They won't cover the spread.
What is the spread? I hadn't heard.
34.
Yeah, I doubt it. Unless they make Saban mad.
That's true. Thank you, Ralph. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll get back to the phone. Don't go away.
Listen to Toni and Gary on your smartphone.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Keeping you informed. Now, a Tennessee Valley News Update on WBHP.
Good morning, I'm Michelle Stark. Here's an update from the WHNT News 19 newsroom. Demonstrators remained on Charlotte streets after a newly imposed curfew took effect at midnight Friday, but a third night of protests largely proved peaceful. Residents there are upset over a deadly police shooting of a black man. Pressure is mounting for police to release video that could resolve wildly different accounts of what happened. The Tulsa police officer who fatally shot an unarmed black man while responding to a stalled car has turned herself in to face a first-degree manslaughter charge. Oklahoma media report Officer Betty Shelby surrendered Friday morning and was booked into the Tulsa County Jail and immediately released on a $50,000 bond. A shooting at the Thomas & Betts manufacturing plant in Athens, Tennessee left 3 people dead Thursday, according to the local sheriff. The 911 center received a call of a shooting about 4:16 p.m. Officers searched the building and found 3 deceased individuals, including the shooter. I'm Michelle Stark, and those are some of the big stories on this Friday morning.
If you have been arrested for DUI, plead not guilty and call us. You have the right to a lawyer. If they take your driver's license, call us. We can get it back. I'm attorney Russell Crumbly. Get answers to your legal questions now by calling 855-256-LAWS. The Tennessee Valley Law Call program is a free service for you and can help you with answers to your legal questions. Call 855-256-LAWS now.
Powered by Crumbly Law Firm and WBHP.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
It lets you listen to the best live radio stations in the country. It lets you create custom music stations with over 20 million songs. It lets you listen to thousands of podcasts. But its most amazing feature is that it's free. Yeah, I said free. Our iHeartRadio app. All your favorite music. All your favorite stations. All free. Free. Use our iHeartRadio app today or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
This is the sound of a brand new outdoor grill being hurled off a 20-story building. Now a stylish glass coffee table. An electric guitar. These are the things you could enjoy, all cast into oblivion. Because when you throw away money on wasted electricity, you throw away everything you could have bought with it. Visit EnergySavers.gov and get tips on how to save energy and money. Then do things like switch to Energy Star light bulbs or Energy Star appliances, and you could save hundreds of dollars a year. So this doesn't happen to the recliner you've had your eye on, or this to the treadmill on your wish list, or this to the shiny new bike your kid's been asking for. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Don't forget, you can listen to Toni and Gary with your free iHeartRadio app. The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. Friday morning traffic looking good around the valley. We're off to a good start with the weather. That's not a problem. And so far, things are moving fine for you around Athens and around Decatur. We're not spotting any big delays on 565 or along the Parkway. Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
When Marlon Shirley was 5, he lost his foot. Today, as the world's fastest amputee, he runs the 100 meters in less time than it takes to listen to this. Overcoming. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life.
Glenn Beck.
You're saying I can't find truth? Of course you can't find truth. Because you haven't found the truth in yourself yet. There's not enough of us that have taken the time, that have found the truth in themselves. The truth always matters, especially when it goes against you and your side or your purposes. But it always matters.
Glenn Beck. Weekdays 8 to 11. 800 and 1230 WBHP. The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
Friday morning traffic looking good around the valley. We're off to a good start with the weather. That's not a problem. And so far, things are moving fine for you around Athens and around Decatur. We're not spotting any big delays on 565 or along the Parkway. Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
Someone you know is suffering from Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. They're dealing with excruciating pain and days when they won't be able to get out of bed. Help someone you know and support the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America at ccfa.org.
Hi, I'm attorney Charles Pittman. You know what really crushes you when you've been hurt in a car wreck? All the medical bills and expenses that come afterwards, and the insurance company may keep squeezing you to take a small settlement. Don't let this happen to you. Don't you want every dollar you deserve after you've been hurt in a car wreck? Call us at 533-5000. We'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve and try to keep you out of court.
Charles Pittman is the way to go. Call 533-5000.
Representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Join Jerry Reynolds for straight talk and honest answers about everything automotive on The Car Pro Show.
It's The Car Pro Show. I'm Jerry Reynolds.
Saturdays noon to 3 and Sundays 9 to 11 a.m. on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
The sizzle of a steak on the grill. The crashing of waves on the beach. And whatever that is. At iHeartMedia, we've harnessed the power of sound in a way that can help you expand your reach to a new group of target customers and grow your business through customized and effective advertising. Big or small, local, regional, or looking to go national, our iHeartMedia consultants are ready to help. Call 844-BUY-RADIO or go to iHeartMedia.com.
This is water. Can you feel this, Helen? Yes, water! Helen, it's water!
Deaf and blind, Helen Keller overcame her world of darkness. Foresight, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
High school football scores, interviews, and more. Catch the Fifth Quarter Show tonight at 9 on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
I'm Chris Haley with Haley's Flooring and Interiors and Liberty Safes, and we will be giving away a Liberty Tactical Gun Safe, an $1,100 value. Listen for details.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Hi, I'm Russ. And I'm Andy. Last Resort Guns. Ever popular Tactical Tuesday, every Tuesday. Coming up soon.
Check us out at lastresortguns.com or give us a call at 256-774-5741.
Tons of prizes to give away today. All you have to do is call us. We have a couple of games we're going to play. All right, so we never did get an answer, the correct answer, rather. In a trivia question I had earlier this week, in a recent survey, 9% of men said they would trade their wife or girlfriend for a career as what? For a career as what? We never got a correct answer on that. A lot of guesses, not the correct one. Second trivia question. It's estimated around the world about 100,000 people each year go to the hospital emergency room after they've messed up while trying to clean what? 100,000 people.
Okay.
And then we have All in the Family. So this one's a little easier. It's movies, but the answer is a family member.
Okay.
Okay? Mr. Blank. It's a movie. Blank of the Bride.
Mm-hmm.
Blank Dearest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My Blank Vinny. Blank Act. My blank is an alien. Family members. All right, call us.
256-534-3521 and 309-2313.
Let's go to Brian. Hey, Brian, how are you?
Hey, good morning. Happy Friday to y'all.
You too.
Well, let's try to trivia and to give the silly answer first. Didn't one of your callers a little while back, a couple weeks ago, say he was a gigolo? Would that be one of the 9%?
No, it's, no, That must have been you, Brian, that said that.
No, it wasn't me. I've never been that in my life or anything close. But
that wasn't the answer.
and it wasn't Chippendale's answer either.
No, no Chippendales.
Okay. Oh well, I missed trivia. Let's talk a little bit about the taxes. You said that Hillary is proposing. Was it a 65% raise?
Yes.
The debt tax. Yeah, they're kind of killing the goose that laid the golden egg there in many ways, because if they sell that off, the land's going to be fallow. There's not going to be nearly as many land taxes for the local states for some time until it gets redeveloped. So your states and cities, counties lose a considerable amount of income whenever those kids have to sell off daddy's farm. So you think that the states would be fighting this more than not, except in areas such as suburb areas where there's still farmland and people want to buy it for development right away.
Well,
it's losing the states and everything money. Plus, on top of that, it could be double or even triple taxation because the farmer already paid for it. If he gives it to his son keeps it. The taxes are paid because he paid the death tax. And then what about his son the next time? He's just gone up to triple taxation on that.
Oh, absolutely. It just keeps going. See, because it's not just you leaving it to your kids, and it's your kids leaving it to their kids, and every time it gets taxed again. That's why I say the death tax, the estate tax, is the most egregious tax on people. I mean,
yeah.
In this country, people, there are a lot of people who inherit a lot of, millions of dollars, but there's a lot of people who start businesses, they build from the ground up, and then they want to leave it to their children, and then their children want to leave it to their children, and you're right, every time it's taxed. That's what they want, every single time. It never ends.
And big farms employ people. So you got people, if they got to sell it off, you got people that are unemployed then as well.
Absolutely.
And then now we know now we know that Norman Bates was not really psycho. The reason that he didn't bury his mom was he was trying to avoid the estate tax in the hotel.
Well, this is a nod to the Bernie Sanders people. That's what this is. That's what he wanted to do. So in order to get Bernie people over to her side, the millennials, and I heard MSNBC say, who cares? Who cares if they have to pay tax again? And it's like, what? So what she's proposing is a 65% tax on the largest estates. That would generate... Huh?
I was going to say that callousness that you just said NBC showed.
Yes.
That shows me that a lot of these people only pretend to care about their kids in some ways.
Oh, yeah.
That's your kid's money that's going away, and you don't care about it?
Now, what she's doing is adding 3 new tax brackets. 50% rate would apply to estates over $10 million, 55% rate at $50 million, and the top rate would be 65%.
If you have $10 million to leave to Johnny, the government wants $5 million of it.
No, they want 50%. Yes, exactly right. Yeah. They want half of it.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. There are, and Brian, you probably know this, but there are so many businesses that how they rate these is if you have a business that is worth that, yet you're paying payroll and equipment. That's not what you bring home.
Right.
That's what they're going to tax is what it's worth, not how much you actually bring home.
It's not how much you got in the bank account either.
And it's already, she had already called for a 45% top rate, but she has increased it now as of yesterday. And like I say, that's a nod to the Bernie Sanders people. So Trump says he's going to eliminate the estate tax completely. Well,
wow,
that's what it should be. There should not be an estate tax. You shouldn't have to pay taxes when you die.
No.
I mean, they've taxed you all your life, for goodness sakes. You shouldn't have to pay them when you die, no matter what. No matter how much money you've accrued. It's not your money.
Yep. And now I've got another question, too. If you have a farm paid for, you don't owe the bank any money, and you cannot afford the estate tax on that, does the government then claim land?
Well, you have to sell off my understanding, and I've talked to people who own big family farms, And it is so expensive to run those farms. It doesn't matter, but they have to sell land off in order to pay the taxes to keep it in the family.
Well, right, but what if you can't find a seller right away on something like that? I'm guessing that all of a sudden it gets possessed, and they sell it for pennies on the dollar and give you back a little bit of it?
Well, I'm assuming they would take your farm, yeah. If you can't pay your taxes, they take it from you.
And then it sits there until the government can sell it, or if they keep it, the government doesn't pay the state and county property tax, do they? Thereby that's hurting the county and state even more.
Well, you're absolutely right. I don't know how that works.
Well, if these kids are lucky enough when they inherit this farmland, if they're as lucky as, for instance, Scottie Pippen or Ted, what's his face who owned TBS, Ted Turner. Well, the government will just pay you not to plant anything.
Right, and which is what they do.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, to inflate prices. Yes.
Yeah.
Brian, we got to go.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
According to this, it says she would generate $260 billion over the next decade by taxing dead people, enough to pay for her other plans.
Which is a valuable voting block for her, those dead people.
Enough to pay for her plans to simplify small business taxes. Do you understand that? There's thousands of small businesses that
How's that going to simplify?
You're going to take their money in order to simplify their business taxes.
I mean, I guess it does simplify it. I mean, when you get money, you just send it to the government. That's simple enough, I guess.
Oh my gosh. And in all, she would increase taxes by $1.5 trillion over the next decade,
and still wouldn't pay for what she wants.
Increasing federal revenue by about 4%, and she says that burden would be concentrated on relatively few households, the super rich, because they don't pay their fair share anymore, right? We just increased taxes on the rich. Obama did, what they call rich. But the rich, the definition of rich is lowering.
Well, yeah, it's changed throughout these 8 years.
It has. Now it's down to like $75,000 a year, and you're rich.
Yeah, it started out at what, $250,000?
Yeah, it started out at over $1 million.
At over $1 million.
Yeah, and then it went to $500,000, and then it went to $250,000 per person. Then it went to $250,000 for family, and then per person, and now it's down to under $100,000. You're rich.
Yeah.
In other words, everybody just needs to give their money to the government. We're at $20 trillion in debt, and there's still no way that she can pay for all of this. No way. Anyway, amazing. You know what? If you can't, we have brought in record tax revenues every year for the last few years, more than the government has collected with regulations and taxes more than they have ever collected before.
And we're still short.
And we still have a deficit. They're spending too much money.
They're just money drunk up there.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's go to Joey. Hey, Joey.
Good morning.
Hey.
Enjoying this disgusting conversation.
Oh, I know. Isn't it horrible? Good grief.
Yeah, I hear the stress in your voice, and I feel it every day. I mean, the news stories I read and all the, how screwy it all is. I mean, we're ruled over by a ruling class. I mean, there's no two ways about it, and they're not satisfied.
No.
They want more and more.
And like I say, they don't have to pay any of this because they have lawyers keep their money offshore in other places, other countries. They don't have to worry about it.
Right. I mean, whatever came to that offshore account that, or banking system that all these rich folks were in, Biden was part of it, Hillary was part of it. I mean, I forget what it was called, but it's down in Panama, the Panama Papers. I mean, whatever happened to that? That just disappeared.
Yeah, nobody cares about that. John Kerry, he was outed they have all their money offshore. They don't have to worry about anything.
Right. Exactly right.
And the media didn't even cover that.
He could always just send it to his son-in-law over in Iran.
Wow.
But just I guess on a lighter note, can you repeat the trivia question that nobody's answered for a day or two or whatever that was?
It is, in a recent survey, 9% of men said they would trade their wife or girlfriend for a career in what? Hang on, Joey. We're up against a hard break. Hang on. We'll be right back.
We have a great new show on WBHP, Huntsville's Big Talker you don't want to miss. It's The Land Show with Dave Milton. Dave informs you on everything you need to know about investing in land. Be sure to tune in Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. for The Land Show with Dave Milton. And visit thelandshow.com to get Dave's free report, 7 Proven Land Investment Strategies. Don't miss The Land Show with Dave Milton for successful land investing every Saturday morning, 9 till 10, right here on WBHP, Huntsville's Big Talker.
Struggling to pay your mortgage? Life's twists and turns don't have to mean losing your home. Hardest Hit Alabama is a federally funded foreclosure prevention program. If you qualify, Hardest Hit Alabama can pay your mortgage payments on your behalf or provide other forms of assistance. We've helped thousands of Alabama homeowners, and we may be able to help you too. Visit hardesthitalabama.com to learn more. Brought to you by Hardest Hit Alabama, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
This is WBHP Huntsville, WHOS Decatur, and WDRM FM HD2 Decatur, an iHeart radio station.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. A third night of protest in Charlotte, North Carolina over Tuesday's shooting of a black man by a black police officer. Relatively peaceful.
Violence ain't always the answer to, do crazy things or whatnot. The answer is to be peaceful.
Charlotte's mayor imposing a midnight to 6 a.m. curfew in hopes of curtailing violence and vandalism. Tulsa, Oklahoma police officer Betty Shelby turning herself in overnight for booking on a charge of first-degree manslaughter. The charges stem from last Friday's fatal shooting of a 40-year-old unarmed black man. She was released shortly after the booking process. Yahoo is urging users to change passwords after revealing hackers access personal information from 500 million accounts.
Names, phone numbers, security questions appear to have been compromised, but bank account data appears to not have been obtained.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Think about how many ways businesses have to deliver their message. A lot, right? Radio, TV, outdoor, not to mention new media like the web, social networks, and mobile. If you're a small business owner, you've probably wondered how to get your message delivered to your customers effectively. Well, we have a workshop that lasts a little more than 30 minutes that can help you put it all together. And we have a team of professionals that will walk you through the process and help you get it done. Would you like to learn more? Listen carefully.
These workshops will be held at the Embassy Suites Hotel in downtown Huntsville this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, multiple times each day, and there's no charge to attend. In fact, you'll get lunch for two from Walton's Southern Table just for attending. Call today to reserve your spot, 256-309-2400. That number again is 256-309-2400. These workshops will be held at the Embassy Suites Hotel in downtown Huntsville this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Call today to reserve your spot, 256-309-2400.
This is a special notice to consumers who owe back taxes to the IRS. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. In some cases, this may even result in back taxes being reduced. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. To ensure your financial stability during this decline in the economy, take down this number, 800-832-9615. That's 800-832-9615. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and can't afford to pay them back, there's no need to fear anymore. You may qualify for a program that could settle your delinquent tax problems and in some cases save you money. For your free information and to see if you qualify, call Community Tax at 800-832-9615. That's 800-832-9615. 800-832-9615.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Boys and Girls Club of America.
We're off to a good start this morning as you're heading up and down the Parkway. No big delays on 431 around Big Cove. No problems on 565 or Research Park Boulevard. Right now it's a pretty quiet ride around Decatur and around Athens. Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
It's 3 p.m. School's out for America's kids. And when school's out, clubs are in. It's time to support the Boys and Girls Clubs. Visit greatfutures.org.
Catch the Pat Dye Show tonight at 8 on the Valley's Big Talker, 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Hey, this is Bo Thomas with Thomas HVAC Company. It's football season. That means I'll be giving away $100 in cash to one Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Well, you know you make me wanna shout, kick my heels up and shout, throw my hands up and shout, throw my head back and shout. Come on now, don't forget to say you will. Don't forget to say yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, say you will. My goodness gracious, it must be finally Friday.
We are excited. It is finally Friday. It has been a long, hot week, but that's coming to an end soon. Corey, please tell me
It's
yes?
supposed to be coming to an end. Not today, not tomorrow, not this weekend. But Monday, we start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So today, 93, sunny. Tonight, clear, 68. Saturday, sunny, 93. Saturday night, clear, 69. Sunny Sunday, 92. Mostly clear Sunday night, 70. And then a little rain back in the forecast, finally, because it's dry out there. My yard is ridiculous. However, just means I don't have to mow it again before the birthday party Sunday. 30% chance of rain on Monday afternoon. Otherwise, mostly sunny, high near 89. So that's a little cooler than 92, right? Monday night, 20% chance of those showers lingering through the night. Mostly cloudy otherwise. Low 65. Tuesday, still a 20% chance of afternoon showers, thunderstorms, partly sunny, but the high is only going to be 80 on Tuesday.
Oh, I hope that's right.
80 Tuesday, 81 Wednesday, sunny, and 80 Thursday, sunny.
I hope that is right. I hope they're not, teasing us.
I'm going to get a second opinion on that.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see if at least two meteorologists agree
yes.
about 80 on
about
Tuesday.
80. Can you bring Joey in?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Joey.
Hey.
Hey.
How?
Sorry about that.
So you've had plenty of time to think.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody has said this or not, but the only thing that I can think that would separate me from my wife is the ministry, God's ministry.
Wow.
Well, believe it or not, 9% of men did not say that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are very. These are very.
Are these shallow people?
Shallow men, 9%. A very shallow 9%.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Joey.
All right. Good morning. See you later.
All right. And Jim. Hey, Jim.
Hey, good morning from Missouri.
Hey, how's Missouri going?
It's great. I tell you, in the Ozarks right now. I just drove about 7 or 8 hours yesterday, and had a good time. Getting off the interstates on some of these what I call the back roads and going through the hill country is pretty nice.
Wow. How long did it take you to get there? About 6.5 hours, Jim?
Well, yeah, I'm not all the way there yet. I got about another 3.5 hours to drive today.
Oh.
I'm just across Arkansas into Missouri into a little town that's called West Plains.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yep.
Now, how long are you up there for?
Oh, we're coming back on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a short trip.
Long drive, though.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like you said, we're having our class reunion. and after the reunion's over, there's not much to do in that town. So,
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful area, though.
yeah, the Ozarks is nice, and I guess the biggest thing around is Branson, and of course we've been to Branson a few years back, and once you do all of Branson, it's there's not much else. But hopefully, coming back, the leaves have not started turning yet, but it's a beautiful part of the country to come see when the leaves are turning.
It won't be long.
No. I've got a shallow answer for your number one answer.
Shallow answer, yes. What do you think it is?
The manager at the Playboy Mansion.
Not quite that shallow.
Is that shallow? Oh, okay.
Somewhere in between the Playboy Mansion and the ministry. Not quite that shallow, yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, I was going shallow, and I thought, well...
you went shallow.
A couple of weekends ago, I watched about 15 minutes of a documentary on the Playboy Mansion and Hugh Hefner. I don't know how in the world that place has stayed open and free from investigation.
Why?
Just out of 15 minutes. Because of what goes on in there.
Oh.
Holy cow.
Well,
I don't get it.
I don't think it's illegal.
Oh, yeah. Some of the stuff that goes on in there is illegal.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You're not talking drugs?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, the drugs. Okay.
Drugs, Bill Cosby, other rapists. Bill Clinton's been in there.
Oh, well.
I don't see how it's been kept free from investigation.
Well,
it's a brothel.
No. Because let me say, having lived in California, I can kind of give you an idea.
Okay.
All right. The drug part of it, yes, should be investigated.
Yeah.
But having relations with anybody you want in there is not illegal. That's not illegal anywhere in the United States, unless
you get paid for it.
Unless there is cash immediately transferred. In other words, I give you cash.
So they're operating through loopholes.
And that's that could possibly, I have never been in there, but what I'm saying is that investigation went on a long time ago, and you can't. It is not illegal to have sex. I'm just going to say that, and that's basically what they're doing everywhere. But it's not illegal.
Yeah, Corey, you got to pull up their A-list.
But it's not illegal. So
I guess I'm just too.
I didn't say it was right. I just said it wasn't illegal.
No, I just couldn't believe what I saw going on in there.
Yeah, it's something.
I don't know what I thought was going on in there.
Yeah, what did you think was going on in the Playboy Mansion?
I don't know, but I thought, well, that's
anyway.
That's crazy.
Hey, to get back to Hillary.
Jeez, go from the Playboy Mansion to Hillary. Ugh. Go ahead.
Yeah,
John.
next week on Monday night is a debate. And if Trump will keep bringing things up like this, he'll bring up, during the debate so that her voters will hear that she's going to raise taxes by 65%, where you give half of everything you inherit away. Maybe that'll wake some of them up.
I don't know. There are so many that just don't care. They'll vote for Hillary no matter what. And that seems to be the...
well, they can afford to have some accountant.
Again, yeah.
Find loopholes.
Have their stuff offshore.
Yeah, have their money moved. Yeah.
So that they're...
Yeah, but on your inheritance, can you not, when you get up to a certain age, can you not give a lot of your things away?
You can, but there are ways that you put them in certain groups where they don't get the money right away, and I've
there's monetary limits.
Yeah,
if you got a lot of money in your savings or 401k or whatever, can you not gift that or make it a gift to your children?
Well, then you have to remember that when you file your taxes, if you get a gift, you have to claim that as income.
Yeah.
and you have to pay taxes on it. So one way or the other, either the estate tax or your child or children have to pay taxes on it because they got it as a gift.
They got you by the nape of the neck, Jim.
No matter which way you go. But you need a really good, well, let me see. Let me give you the name of a really good lawyer. McDaniel and McDaniel. Henry McDaniel. That's who you need to call. But what we need is somebody new in the White House to get rid of all this stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we need. That's the only way it's going to go away.
Trump will do that.
Yeah, it's kind of like Obamacare. You know, you try to get out of it. They'll even I tried to find a catastrophic plan, and there's no insurance company that will sell you a catastrophic plan for more than $100,000, $200,000, which if you got cancer or heart attack or a long stay in the hospital wouldn't cover it. If you're over 30. If you go to Blue Cross Blue Shield, go to their website and search catastrophic plan, they have one, but you can't buy it if you're over 30. Well, why would you need it under 30? You see what I'm saying? So they have changed laws. They have changed laws and everything to hurt people so that they cannot keep their own money that they earn.
Well, you see what they're now talking about, the public option again.
Oh, yeah.
Because every insurance company's dropping out.
Dropping out, yeah.
I started out on Obamacare with United Healthcare 1 year. They dropped out. Now I'm on Humana. They're dropping out at the end of the year. Who knows who I'll have next year? I think Blue Cross Blue Shield's all that's left.
Well, and that's what they want, you to have one company that you go to, and that way they have a monopoly.
Yeah.
And, you're just out of luck, no matter how you look at it. So,
well, in balancing the budget, I tell you what, I've liked what I've heard about the penny plan, and that seems to be a good solution to curb spending and reduce by 1% every year, every organization in the government, and then in what is it, 6 or 7 years, you'll balance the budget and get rid of the debt.
Mm-hmm. But you've got to just quit raising taxes every year. I mean, it's
that's the only that I've heard. That's the only legitimate argument against a balanced budget amendment is because a lot of folks are worried that would give give lawmakers the right to just raise your taxes whenever they get ready.
Yeah, and I have said that I don't want a balanced budget amendment. I don't want it to go to 3/4.
Mo Brooks is a big proponent of it.
I know, but I don't trust them enough.
Me either.
That's what it is. It's trust factor. Jim, you be careful out there, okay?
Okay. And you guys have a good weekend.
And you have a great time.
I will.
All right, we'll talk to you on Monday.
Okay, bye.
All right, so here we know the NBC Wall Street Journal poll again out with Hillary up by 6. Hillary up by 6 all of a sudden.
Is that an outlier? Because everybody else has Trump up. Or at least tied.
Well, likely voters. We've talked about this. There's registered voters and there's likely voters, right?
Right.
Registered voters is anybody who is registered to vote. Likely voters are people who have voted in the past.
Right.
So in order to find out if you are a likely voter or not, what the pollster has to ask you is, who did you vote for in 2012? Right?
Okay.
And that way they know that you're a likely voter because you voted in the past. Now, people can lie on that, of course.
I was just about to ask. Can you lie on that?
I mean,
Ms.
it
Lowry?
doesn't. It's not like the phone has a.
Can you cheat on that test?
Has a lie detector test or something on it.
Gonna have to go on Maury.
Right. So if you go to the internals, which is what I do on these polls, it is so weighted. 14% more Democrat voters.
Wow.
Than Republicans. So in order to get Hillary up by 6, they had to weight 14% more Democrats. And then get a load of this question. It took a while, 50 some odd pages to find this.
Okay.
They had this stuff so buried, it takes you forever to get to the truth.
The poll is 50 pages long?
50 pages long. So when they, because they ask a lot of questions, and then they have, this many people voted in 2012, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's so convoluted. It's ridiculous to try to spend that much time trying. But this one was so different than the other polls.
Probably by design.
Exactly. So when they asked the question, if you voted yes in the 2012 election, who did you vote for? 47% of the respondents said Obama. 33% said Romney.
Okay.
So if you're polling 47% of Obama voters and 33% of Romney voters, guess what? You get a skewed poll.
No kidding. The media wants you to be fair on everything except polling.
Except polling. And then when the polls came out that showed Trump ahead, what did the Clinton campaign tell CNN? There's too many Republicans. They polled too many Republicans. 47% of the people in this poll voted for Obama. 33% voted for Romney in 2012. What does that tell you? And they have Hillary up by 6.
Is there 14% more Democrats in this country than Republicans?
No.
Well, then that weighting is absurd anyway.
Well, and again, when you're looking at likely voters, which all the pollsters are doing now, they switch over to likely voters, who's likely to vote.
We're getting close.
When you got this response, when you have 47% of the people in your poll voted for Obama and 33% voted for Romney, then you know automatically, if you're a pollster, that this poll is skewed. Every NBC Wall Street Journal poll, all the way through the primaries, all the way through the general, has been skewed one way or the against Trump, one way or the other. This is ridiculous. 14 points, and you still only got Hillary up by 6.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? All right, let's go to the phone and talk to Nick. Will you bring Nick in for me?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Hey, buongiorno, Tony. How we doing today?
Doing pretty good.
All right, ready for a big weekend.
Uh-huh. What's going on?
Oh, yes. We've got lots going on. Been out fishing, and one of the best game fish to get out there and play is the wahoo. You can just tell by the name, right?
The wahoo.
You've been out to Hawaii?
The wahoo. It's a tropical fish. You can get it down to the Bahamas. You can get it up in Hawaii for sure. In Hawaii, they call it ono. And ono, in translated in Hawaiian, means very good. And yes, it is. Wahoo's a beautiful fish. It's similar to a mackerel. And Chef's going to grill that with a lemon artichoke beurre blanc. And it's going to be, as we say in Hawaiian, onolicious. So it's going to be good. And then tonight, Friday night, full circle in the house. And always a fun night when you get the band in there. So that's going to be good, and then we'll slow it down and make it nice and romantic tomorrow night with our own Sinatra and Dave McConnell in the dining room and in the lounge. So looks to be a fine weekend, and we look for everybody to come on in and visit us. Give us a call for reservations at 256-489-8280. And mark on your calendars, getting ready for the 6th anniversary. If you can believe it, been here 6 years.
Wow.
Yep, and looking forward to it. It's going to be Saturday, the 29th of October. And as always, we pair that with our adult Halloween costume party. And always a fun night.
Have we? Do we have any inkling what Brian's coming as this year?
No, he always keeps it a nice secret, and they come in and they always do it upright. So he's finished in the money. A couple of years. So yeah, he always does it good. But everybody has a good time, and lots of fun prizes, lots of good specials. So come out and celebrate with us on our 6th anniversary there. But in the meantime, come see us this weekend. You can all find this stuff on our website, www.nixrestaurante.com, and you all post it too.
Yeah, it's on our blog at ToniandGary.com. Everything you want to know about Nick's is right there.
Yeah, so check us all out and come visit us. Always fun at Nick's.
You have a great weekend, Nick.
Hey, y'all too. Be safe.
You too. I could just sit here and listen to Nick talk.
I couldn't.
And
I'd
describe
starve
the food.
to death.
There, of course, on South Bailey Cove, just south of Weatherly. Nick's, what a great restaurant. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Listen to Toni and Gary on your smartphone.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
You're listening to the actual sound of Jupiter. Its electromagnetic waves were captured by a probe and beamed roughly 365 million miles to scientists on Earth. But say those same scientists wanted to host a video conference to show off their work. They'd probably need to call IT to have them set up video and a 15-digit dial-in that might not even work. At Vonage, we think it's about time business communications caught up. See what Vonage can do for your business at Vonage.com/it'sabouttime.
Focus. You need it to run a business, so don't let legal questions distract you. Use LegalZoom instead. Things like lease agreements and employment laws get complicated, but they're part of running a business. That's why LegalZoom built a network of independent attorneys in 48 states. You can rely on them for the legal details without paying by the hour, since LegalZoom isn't a law firm. So focus on growing your business and use LegalZoom for the legal stuff. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by SOS Children's Villages.
Well, so far, it's a good ride heading over Brindley Mountain and over the river. Heading up the Parkway looking good. We're not spotting any problems on 72 heading over Chapman Mountain. Things are moving okay on 565. No problems around Decatur or Athens. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
War, poverty, and disaster have left millions of children around the world orphaned, abandoned, alone. When their parents can't be there, SOS Children's Villages is there in 134 countries, including the U.S. To make a difference in a child's life, go to sosusa.org.
Now, your official WBHP Weather Center forecast.
This report is brought to you by Unbound.
I'm WHNT News 19 meteorologist Ben Smith. Another sunny afternoon. High temperatures today around 95 degrees. We'll be in the mid to upper 80s by the time high school football kicks off tonight. Here's your weekend forecast. Mid-90s both Saturday and Sunday. Only an isolated shower. Should see some cooler temperatures. Greater chances of rain next week. Take my forecast to WBHP with you everywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app at WBHPAM.com.
There's a girl in El Salvador who dreams of becoming an engineer. There's an elder in Uganda who dreams of having a community to call his own. No two dreams are the same. Help one person achieve theirs at unbound.org. That's unbound.org.
If you really want to protect your vehicle's floor, why would you settle for anything less than the most advanced vehicle floor protection available? I'm David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech. The main goal when we design, engineer, and manufacture our floor liners is to protect your vehicle's floor, period. We realize you've made quite an investment in your vehicle, so we do everything possible to help you protect it. We don't cut corners, and we don't compromise on quality, ever. We test our custom-fit WeatherTech floor liners to ensure they hold up against anything and everything that falls on them. Dirt, sand, snow, mud, even food and drinks. And our floor liners are made right here in America, with American raw materials and, of course, American workers. So now that you know how passionate we are about protection, just imagine the detail and energy we put into every aspect of our floor liners. Learn more today about our full line of automotive accessories at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech Floor Liners, complete protection, completely American-made.
WBHP is available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
I'm Kerry Rosenblum with Rosenblum Realty, and we'd like to make that dream of home ownership a reality for you in 2016. Give us a call at 256-539-9501 or rosenblumrealty.com.
Thank you, Kerry. rosenblumrealty.com. I'll tell you what, you can buy, sell. I was talking to somebody yesterday who called Kerry about having their house leased. I think it's their daughter's house, and she's going off to college. Mm-hmm. And so they're going to have Kerry take care of the property management. You know, he takes care of everything.
Yeah, he does.
You know, he collects a check. If something goes wrong, they call him, not you. I mean, it really is a great thing that they do. They do everything. Anything to do with your home, they do it.
You just sit back and collect money.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, Mary Lawrence is the one who'll get you that money to buy that house or refinance that house. All right, what's Kerry's number?
256-539-9501.
All right, let's go to trivia. So we still have this out there. And if we don't get an answer, the correct answer to this, I will give you the answer if you'll help me remember at the end of the show, Corey. In a recent survey, 9% of men said they would trade their wife or their girlfriend for a career as what? Or it's estimated around the world, around 100,000 people each year go to the hospital emergency room after they messed up while cleaning this. Cleaning what? Or we have all in the family. We're looking for a family member. For example, if I were to say coal miner's blank, you would say coal miner's daughter, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's how we're playing. These are all movies. We're looking for a family member. Mr. Blank, blank of the bride, 7 brides for 7 blanks, my blank Vinny, blank act, ACT, and my blank is an alien. What do you think? Phone numbers are
256-534-3521 and 309-2313.
Let's go to Ralph. Hey, Ralph.
Ralph fell asleep.
Think he fell asleep? We have a lot of people fall asleep on the phone lately.
I know.
Haven't we?
What does that say about
I'm not sure.
show?
All right, Corey, can you go to 1634? I meant to play this the other day, but, Obama says he's going to be out on the trail for Hillary a couple of days a week, all the way through the election, help her get elected. And I thought this was interesting when he was speaking at the dinner for the National Black Caucus. And he actually said it would be an insult to him if African Americans don't vote for Hillary. Because
so that they could
go ahead, Corey.
Pull that lever. So if I hear anybody saying their vote does not matter, that it doesn't matter who we elect, read up on your history. It matters. We've got to get people to vote. In fact, if you want to give Michelle and me a good send-off, and that was a beautiful video, but don't just watch us walk off into the sunset now. Get people registered to vote. If you care about our legacy, realize everything we stand for is at stake. All the progress we've made is at stake in this election. My name may not be on the ballot, but our progress is on the ballot. Tolerance is on the ballot. Democracy is on the ballot. Justice is on the ballot. Good schools are on the ballot. Ending mass incarceration, that's on the ballot right now. And there is one candidate who will advance those things. And there is another candidate whose defining principle, the central theme of his candidacy, is opposition to all that we've done. There's no such thing as a vote that doesn't matter. It all matters. And after we have achieved historic turnout in 2008 and 2012, especially in the African American community, I will consider it a personal insult, an insult to my legacy, if this community lets down its guard and fails to activate itself in this election. You want to give me a good send?
Good grief, Tony.
I know. And people are going, what are you playing?
That's my new diet plan.
I just wanted you to hear what's important to this presidency. It is his legacy.
Yeah.
If you care about our legacy, vote Hillary. If you want to give us a good send-off, vote Hillary. He will consider it a personal insult if the black community does not vote Hillary.
What's he get out of this? Because he can't stand the Clintons.
Well, but he has no choice. He knows that Trump will not further, and he talked about it. He said, all these things are on the ballot.
So it's all about what he did
and keeping it.
And keeping it there.
And keeping it there. Trump won't.
It's all about Obama.
It's all about
him. It always
him.
has been.
It's always been about him. It's not about the people. He didn't say, hey, we know that things aren't very good in the black community right now. We know that you're hurting. We know that your unemployment rate is down. We know that. No, it had nothing. Or up, yeah. Had nothing to do with that. If you care anything about mine and Michelle's legacy, I'll consider it a personal insult if you don't vote for Hillary.
Well, I'm voting for Trump as many times as they'll let me if he considers it an insult.
What a speech!
Yeah.
To Africa, he was speaking to the African American caucus when he said that, and I'll consider it an insult if you don't get out and vote for Hillary. What about their lives? Not your life. What about their lives? What about having better schools? He's right. Good schools are on the ballot. All that stuff he talked about is on the ballot.
You know, the problem with him, telling black people that he'll consider it a personal insult is he's lost a lot of the support of the black community. And they're not going to give two flips about his insult.
Well, and the thing is Trump only needs to win about 20% of the black vote. Mm-hmm. He's already at 27% of the Latino vote. They can't stand that either. But thus, why they are now spending your tax money making citizens out of as many people as they can who have come here as refugees.
Accidentally on purpose.
They're now paying overtime. I have a story that came out last night. The feds are now paying overtime with your tax dollars in order to get people their citizenship papers before the November election. Mostly refugees or illegal immigrants who have come across or whoever they can, because they're losing the black vote. They'll never lose the black vote, but if they lose 20% of the black vote, that's a loss. The Hispanic vote says, you know what, we want jobs. It's not all about illegal immigration. You know, the media would try to make it out like no Latino would ever vote for anybody who doesn't want amnesty. That's not true.
Not all Hispanic folks are like Jorge Ramos.
They came here legally. They paid their dues. They paid a lot of money. They spent years getting here legally.
Right.
They don't want people walking across the border and getting it for free.
You know, though, when you come that way to this country,
it means
more to you.
It does, yes. And we've talked to many. Russ, Last Resort Guns, and Andy. They're immigrants.
Yep.
From Britain. My doctor from the Philippines. I mean, we've talked to people from Russia, from other places who say, oh my gosh, you know, what are these people talking about? They don't understand what the journey was to get here and become an American.
That's right.
Man, he just drives you crazy, doesn't he? Let's go to Marcel. Hey, Marcel.
Good morning.
Hey.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Woohoo.
I'm going to try trivia.
All right.
My cousin, Vinny.
My what?
My cousin, Vinny.
It is My Cousin Vinny. That's the movie we're looking for. Absolutely.
Have a good weekend.
You too,
Bye.
Marcel. Are you back, Ralph?
Hey.
Hey.
We were talking about my football picks. Tide's going to roll. The Rebs are going to eat Bulldog. Rocky Top's going to get some new Gator boots. And the lock of the week is the Tigers will win.
Yep, that's true. The Tigers will win Saturday.
No matter what. That's right. Very good, Ralph. You have a great day, okay?
Bye-bye.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Listen to Toni and Gary on your smartphone.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes with this Fox News and commentary next.
When you present your business card, what do you want it to say about you? If that card has the letters CMA after your name, it says you know the 11 most crucial areas of management accounting. It says you've mastered an exam that only has a 50% pass rate. It says you've distinguished yourself from your peers, all of which makes your business card a keeper. The CMA certification, you've got to earn it. Visit cmacertification.org for details.
Leaders in Charlotte, North Carolina say there is no need for a curfew. They believe they have a handle on the rampaging mob that has basically laid siege to the city, pillaging and plundering and committing horrific acts of violence. Video posted on FoxNews.com, purportedly filmed during the riots, shows a disturbing scene. A man trapped by thugs, on his knees, hands in the air, pleading for his life. There are no words to describe the horror that man must have experienced. Alone, isolated, surrounded by a pack of wild thugs, pummeled, stripped of his clothes. Who speaks for that man? Who speaks for the white man beaten by the black mob? President Obama? Attorney General Lynch? Al Sharpton? Who speaks for that man? Because the way I see it, nobody is. And that's not right. I'm Todd Starn.
There is a significant difference between being slightly out of tune or perfectly in tune. If your financial plan is even slightly out of tune, you may be paying too much for taxes, exposing yourself to too much risk, or retiring without a sound income plan. Is your financial plan out of tune? Listen to WBHP The Big Talker, Saturdays at 10 a.m. to Financially Tuned with Don Cloud of Cloud Financial to get your financial future in tune.
Hiring people is probably the worst part of my job. It's such a hassle, the searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. One click and my job was posted to 100+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I liked them, thumbs down if I didn't. No emails and attachments, printing up docs, phone calls, none of that.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I had the person we needed within 1 week. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're looking to fill one position or 20, find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 100+ job sites. ZipRecruiter, the fastest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio offer. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio offer. ZipRecruiter.com/radio offer.
Glad to join us in historic downtown Decatur for the River Clay Fine Arts Festival, September 24th and 25th, featuring artists from all across the country. Experience downtown Decatur as we celebrate the visual arts, September 24th and 25th. Log on to riverclay.org.
On September 27th, the Madison Chamber of Commerce will present A Passion for Service, How to Win Customers and Reduce Lost Sales at the Hogan YMCA. This award-winning workshop comes personally recommended by Master Motivator Zig Ziglar. Chamber members registering by 9/20 attend for $109 each or $99 each for 5 or more. Non-members attend for $149. Seating is limited, so call today at 256-325-8317.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by TrueCar.com. Making your way around the Athens area, so far no delays for you on Highway 72 or Highway 31. We're not spotting any big problems around Decatur. So far it's a good ride on 565, the Parkway, and heading over Chapman Mountain on Highway 72. At Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
Save time and money by downloading TrueCar's mobile app. Configure the new car you want, see what others paid for it, and get guaranteed savings. TrueCar users save on average over $3,000 off MSRP. Save time and money. Download the TrueCar app today.
Got a home improvement question? I've got the answers. Join me, Gary Sullivan, this Sunday at 3 here on WBHP.
I'm Kerry Rosenblum with Rosenblum Realty, and it's football season again, and that means I'll be giving away $50 cash to one lucky Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Welcome back to the morning show. Okay, what are we giving away?
$40 for Popeye's Cajun Fried Chicken. Movie passes for 2 at Hollywood 18. Family 4-pack to the Botanical Gardens. $20 from Dunkin' Donuts, Huntsville and Madison.
And a day pass to the range at Last Resort Guns, County Line Road in Madison.
All you have to do is call us. At the end of the show, we'll draw from all the people who have called in, and that person wins.
534-3521 and 309-2313.
All right, you got to call us. All right, we have this trivia out there. In a recent survey, 9% of men said they would trade their wife or girlfriend for a career as what? What do you think? All in the Family, we're looking for a family member, like My Blank Vinny was my cousin Vinny. These are all movies. My Blank is an Alien. Blank of the Bride. Blank Dearest. What do you think? Call us or just call us and say hi.
256-534-3521 and 309-2313.
Let's go to Fred. Hey, Fred, how are you?
My stepmother's an alien.
My Stepmother is an Alien. That's the movie. I'm surprised you knew that, Fred.
That's cute.
You have a great weekend, okay?
Thank you.
All right, and Royce. Hey, Royce.
Good morning.
Hey.
We'll qualify with Sister Act.
Sister Act. I love those movies with Whoopi Goldberg. She's a great actress.
She is.
You know, if they just stay off the politics, they'd be great.
You think a bunch of people might have gotten injured and had to go to the hospital when they were cleaning their oven?
Their oven, that's a great guess, but that's not it.
I love it when you say that. Great guess.
Great guess, Royce.
But
you're wrong. Such an edifier. All right, y'all have a great day.
You too. Have a good weekend. So it's estimated that around the world, 100,000 people each year go to the hospital, to the emergency room, after they messed up cleaning this. Cleaning what? What do you think? All right, let's get to this next soundbite we're going to play. This is Hillary Clinton doing a video.
That's all I needed to know.
Yeah. She did a video for union members. Mm-hmm. And you actually need to watch it. Clarence referenced this yesterday morning, I believe. We didn't have a chance to play it yesterday. But look at her face. Go to our blog at ToniandGary.com. Look at her eyes. Look at her face while she's doing this video. I mean, did you watch it?
I have not watched
Oh, you have
the
to
video,
watch
no.
it. I mean, it's just like she's in zombie land, the way she's doing this video. And it's a video that was sent out to a group of union members. So listen to her. Here we go.
1666.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And bargain collectively. And I will fight back against so-called right to work. Right to work is wrong for workers and wrong for America. Now, having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask? Well, the choice for working families has never been clearer. I need your help to get Donald Trump's record out to everybody. Nobody should be fooled. He proudly declared himself 100% right to work. He even hired a union-busting firm to break up an organizing campaign.
Enough. I'm not going to make you listen to the whole thing. But you can hear her. She's screaming.
No, just
why aren't I up 50
screeching.
points? Yeah. If you don't want right to work, you better vote for me. I mean, because union workers are a lot of Democrats who are in the union, especially in Pennsylvania, Ohio, places like that, are voting for Trump.
Yeah.
They want jobs. It's not about love of the union or love of Democrats. It's, hey, I need help. Family, they vote their own pocketbooks.
Right.
That's what people do. And she was just screaming on that. You ought to see her face while she's doing this video. I mean, why aren't I at 50 points? You got to get the word out there about him.
Because you've got one foot on the banana peel and the other in the grave, Miss Clinton. That's why you're not at 50
her
points.
face was just, I mean, she just looked and sounded angry. Go ahead, denigrate more people and see what happens. Let's go to Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Well, on the Hillary subject, I believe she has just completely flipped her lid. But
it's gotten
I believe
weird.
one of the answers. Go ahead.
I said it's gotten weird. That's for sure.
It has. It has. But I believe one of the answers to your questions is father of the bride.
It is father of the bride. Good job. Blank of the
All right,
bride is
y'all have a
father of the
good
bride. You too, Jonathan. I thought this was kind of interesting. For those who are NBA fans, so the Sacramento mayor, the mayor of Sacramento, just happens to be Kevin Johnson, former NBA star.
Okay.
Okay. And so he's doing this roundtable chit-chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy walks up and hits him in the face. A protester runs at him and hits him in the face with a pie. Okay?
Just out of the blue.
Out of the blue. Just a protester runs up, hits him in the face with a pie.
Okay. Depending on the kind of pie, I might like that.
Now, so what Kevin Johnson does is he tackles the protester and punches him in the face repeatedly.
Well, that's what you get.
More than half a dozen times, landing 5 to 10 blows. I mean, I've got a picture of this guy. He's pretty cut up.
Maybe that's a little overkill, so to speak.
One witness described it as he beat him to a bloody pulp. Another witness says the pie thrower was hit multiple times in the face and will definitely need stitches. There was visible blood.
It must not have been a pie. It must have been figgy pudding or something. Really ticked him off.
I'm looking at this guy, and he does have cuts on him.
Is that the one who got beat up?
Yeah, this is the guy that got beat up. It looks like he needs.
Wow.
It actually looks like he's got stitches under his eye here.
It
where
does,
he's
yeah.
beaten. Yeah. So this is a booking photo I'm looking at. We'll try to get it posted. A booking photo of the guy, Sean Thompson, who assaulted
a mugshot
Sacramento Mayor Kevin Johnson with a pie and then was punched. Now,
I've completely forgotten he was also the mayor.
He's the mayor.
All I heard was former NBA star.
He's the mayor of
and
Sacramento.
I forgot that he's also the mayor.
He's the mayor of Sacramento.
And he's wailing on this guy.
So,
what happened to the mayor? Is he in jail?
No, but that's my point.
No.
This guy is the buddy of Barack Obama. I mean, they hang out together.
Oh.
Mayor Kevin Johnson. He's been to many events with the president, and they didn't put him in jail. If it had been a Republican, the media would have been on it 24/7.
Yeah.
So here we have this narrative that at Trump rallies, protesters get beat up by Trump supporters, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they should be allowed to protest, right? Even though they're spitting on Trump people and throwing eggs at them and everything else, right? They still should be able to protest. And here you have a protester throws a pot or hits the mayor of Sacramento, Democrat, in the face with a pie, and this guy needs stitches, and they're not saying a word about it because he's a buddy of Obama.
So you remember when we had...
There's no police report yet.
Wow.
Go ahead. Remember when we had what?
Remember when we had the fist trade down at the Capitol?
Yes.
In Montgomery,
Yes.
It was Hank Irwin and Lowell Barron.
Yeah, they went after each other?
Well, Lowell Barron called Hank Irwin a name, and Hank Irwin bopped him a good one. Well, Hank Irwin ended up having to step down.
Yeah. Well, this guy's not going to have to step down.
This guy is the mayor of Sacramento?
Yes. No, he's not going to have to step down.
And he beat the heck out of this guy. I mean, he's got stitches, and yet he's still just hanging out.
So the event was actually the celebration of Sacramento's Farm to Fork Week.
Okay.
Okay, and it was held because, Sacramento's really a pretty conservative place. Anything north of San Francisco.
Okay.
Anyway, it was held at the Edible Garden at Johnson's alma mater, his Sacramento High School, where it was a charter school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there were about 200 people in attendance, including a few dozen high school students were there. And it was a major event attended by some of the city's top restaurants. And after the pie attack, Johnson went in, was given a change of clothes, addressed the audience at the podium, apologizing, received applause for beating this guy up.
But wait a minute, when people get applause at Trump's rallies for somebody beating a guy up, that's racist.
It's racist, yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, Kevin Johnson is black and the protester's white.
Oh, racism.
Racism. Anyway.
He did it because the guy was white.
So come to find out that this guy, the protester, was looks like he was part of the Occupy Sacramento protest in 2011, so he was an Occupy guy.
Yeah.
He was arrested multiple times. But
I'm sure he was stoned off of his gourd.
Now, here's the mayor's office released a statement saying that the mayor reacted in self-defense like most people do when attacked by an unknown object, i.e. pie.
Yeah. Well, I'm on his side
I am too.
For popping him one, but my goodness, you got to show a little restraint.
Well, not only that, but you got to be fair. I mean, when a protester at a Trump rally gets spit on and ends up slugging somebody,
yeah,
or other things that have gets egged.
Yeah.
You have a right to defend yourself, but not according to the media. You're a racist, and all your supporters are racist. So again, Kevin Johnson, former NBA player, and UC Berkeley standout Kevin Johnson, Sacramento mayor, in a bloody brawl. I'm waiting for CNN to cover that one. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
On your smartphone, download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And listen on your computer free anywhere in the world.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
Getting on the road around Hazel Green this morning and heading down the Parkway through Meridianville. Traffic's moving okay for you. We're not spotting any delays on 72. Things moving okay on 431 around Big Cove. We're not spotting any problems on 565. And so far, things are moving fine for you around Decatur and around Athens. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
When Marlon Shirley was 5, he lost his foot. Today, as the world's fastest amputee, he runs the 100 meters in less time than it takes to listen to this. Overcoming. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life.
It's frustrating driving with those things that are just not right on your car. The rattles, the squeaks, the radio you can't program.
It is time for a new ride, and it's time to visit your North Alabama Honda dealer.
No worries in a brand new 2016 Honda Civic.
And don't just take my word for it. Take the word of the 55 automotive experts who gave the Civic the prestigious North American Car of the Year award.
There's only one car of the year, and you can get it at your North Alabama Honda dealer.
The Honda Civic can be yours, and it's spectacular with improved fuel economy,
42 miles per gallon,
and improved horsepower,
up to 174.
So now, in addition to great looks, Apple CarPlay, and fuel economy,
you've got power. Power in a Civic.
So you need to hurry to any North Alabama Honda dealer for your brand new 2016 Honda Civic. Leases starting at $179 a month.
Shop Jerry Damson Honda in Huntsville, Honda of Decatur on the Beltline, or University Honda in Florence.
Put Toni and Gary in your back pocket. Listen on your phone with the free iHeartRadio app.
I'm Stuart Tanksley with Pro Fence of the Tennessee Valley. Add value, beauty, and security with a new fence for your home or business. Call us at 256-584-0092 or visit us on the web at profencellc.com.
We love Stuart Tanksley, Pro Fence, building fences all over the Tennessee Valley. His phone number is
256-584-0092.
We've now posted to the blog the video of the University of Houston officials who have signed off on emotional first aid kits for students who suffer from microaggressions. One of the funniest things you'll see in a while.
Now what? So you got kids who suffer from microaggressions. That sounds like behavioral issues.
But they have emotional first aid kits. The video is on our blog.
How does that work?
Well, it looks like, and they went undercover. James O'Keefe went undercover on this one.
Got a Xanax in it or what?
No, I think it has like a pacifier. Let me see. The emotional first aid kit contains a baby blanket, chocolates.
Is this is this official?
Well, the University of Houston signed off on it. I think.
This isn't the Onion, is what I'm trying to get at.
I think James O'Keefe put it together, if I'm not mistaken, but he got the university to sign off on it, saying that people needed this, students needed this stuff as an emotional first aid kit.
So James O'Keefe put it together.
I'm thinking, yeah,
to show how
stupid,
how much of a farce it is.
Yeah.
And the university's like, holy cow, that's a great idea.
Great idea. Baby blanket, chocolates, a plush kitten, a bag containing the smell of lavender, which is supposed to calm you down, right? Earplugs, a genderless teddy bear. But I didn't think, when I read that, I thought, I've never noticed teddy bears having a gender.
I was about to say, I've never had a gender one that...
me either.
It's just been a teddy bear.
It's a teddy bear. They're all genderless.
I mean, I guess that implies that it's a male, if it's a teddy bear.
Handwritten notes and a pacifier.
Handwritten notes?
From
who?
Be calm. Just notes like Post-it notes.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, they suggested that students could suck their thumbs instead if they didn't want to suck on the pacifier. You got to see the video. Please go to the video at ToniandGary.com.
I may have to go watch our own video.
Hey, Al.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds like something I'd like to see. I'm kind of sad that Houston signed off on it. I mean, did they sign off on it believing that it was a serious, real emotional thing?
Yes, because
or
you have to remember.
Yeah, we need to grow up because we're in college now.
Yeah, Houston is not the same anymore. It's not the same as the rest of Texas. Remember the mayor that wanted to?
I do. Yeah, they wanted to read your sermons before and pass all sermons or something.
Right.
Approve all sermons.
All of them. Right.
Yeah. And the thing is, she thought she could get away with it.
Yes,
well, which tells you something about her understanding of the Bill of Rights. But, of course, if Hillary gets elected, that'll happen.
It will happen.
Hillary gets elected, and it'll all seem reasonable the way they say it. Well, of course we need to read your sermons. Well, of course we need to monitor your conversations.
All right, we're up against a hard break here, Al. Hang on. We'll be right back.
Tired of getting the runaround? You won't at Jimmy Smith Buick GMC. Instead, we invite you to join the Preferred Owner Program. Whether you buy new or used, you'll get preferred treatment, including service. Come take advantage of the best offers of the year. Up to $8,000 off MSRP on select GMC Sierra and Yukon.
Come be a part of our family.
You'll find us on Highway 72 on the east side of Athens. Jimmy Smith Buick GMC.
We're your neighborhood dealer.
You pull up to the car dealership and there they are. 15 glaring salesmen who all put out the cigarettes at the same time and swarm over you as you get out of your car. Whoa, it doesn't have to be this way.
I'm Jerry Reynolds, the Car Pro.
When you connect directly to the Car Pro at CarProUSA.com, you'll be assured of an outstanding car buying experience. And be sure to catch the show this weekend.
Saturdays noon to 3 and Sundays 9 to 11 a.m. on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
A more peaceful, healthy world happens one person at a time. Around the globe, there are children who dream of helping their families, who hope for the future, and who have a name. Know the person you're helping directly at unbound.org. That's unbound.org.
This is WBHP Huntsville, WHOS Decatur, and WDRM FM HD2 Decatur, an iHeart radio station.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. In North Carolina, a third night of protests over a police shooting death, largely peaceful in Charlotte, where the mayor imposed a midnight to 6 a.m. curfew. Many demonstrators demanding authorities release video of the shooting, which has been shown to the family of Keith Scott.
Their attorney released a statement saying, in part, when told to exit his vehicle, Mr. Scott did so in a very calm, non-aggressive manner. While police did give him several commands, he did not aggressively approach them or raise his hands at members of law enforcement at any time. It is impossible to discern from the videos what, if anything, Mr. Scott is holding in his hands.
Fox's Rick Leventhal, the Tulsa, Oklahoma police officer charged with killing an unarmed black driver, has turned herself into authorities, and sentencing day in Virginia for a foreign computer hacker who helped ISIS. Fox News, we report, you decide.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Foundation for a Better Life.
Starting to see more cars, trucks, and school buses on the road this morning. So far, the Friday morning commute looking good. Pretty quiet around Athens, around Decatur. No problems on 565 along the Parkway or along Highway 72. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Hi, neighbor. Mr. Rogers passed along friendship, hoping we would too. Friendship, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
Glenn Beck, mornings 8 to 11.
I'm telling you, you will laugh, you will cry, you will feel, you will freak out.
WBHP.
I'm Chris Haley with Haley's Flooring and Interiors and Liberty Safes, and we will be giving away a Liberty Tactical Gun Safe, an $1,100 value. Listen for details.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Well, you know you make me wanna shout.
down, kick my heels up and down, throw my hands up and down, throw my head back and down. Come on now, don't forget to say you will.
Oh my goodness gracious, it must be finally Friday!
We are excited. It's finally Friday. Woohoo! Don't forget to get your football picks in by midnight tonight. Go to our blog at ToniandGary.com. The 4 games are listed right there. Kent State at Alabama, Georgia at Ole Miss, Florida, Tennessee, LSU at Auburn. Right under that, it says click here. Submit your picks. That's our email. Tell us who you think's going to win by how many points. Don't forget to put football picks in the subject line and include your name and phone number in case you win so we can call you. Now, then over the weekend, Corey will figure it all out. Whoever gets closest wins $100 in cash from Bo Thomas HVAC. Second place, $50. Here, let me turn this down. $50 in cash from Carrie Rosenblum Realty. All the entries go into the barrel at the end of the season. We will draw for this Liberty Tactical Gun Safe from Haley's on Bob Wallace. They have a whole department, an entire department of safes, all kinds of safes. Go by and see them. Great people, great small business. All right, so get that in by midnight tonight. And then we have Bid on Huntsville. Right under the football stuff on our blog, it says Save Money, Bid on Huntsville is back. And what you do is there's a link there. It says click here to shop. And you can bid on all kinds of different things. They have even a motorhome from Bankston Motorhomes on here, right?
Yeah, they do.
I'm trying to look and see. Let's see. We have Bankston Motorhomes.
Buddy's Small Engine.
Looks like a trip. Invisible Fence. We have Supercell Shelters. There, you can bid on a tornado shelter. All kinds of stuff. So it has all the instructions there. How to bid. Before you bid.
I see some barbecue on there.
Yeah, there's some barbecue on there.
Port Mallard Championship Golf Course is there.
All kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's at ToniandGary.com. You can click on there.
There's actually a 3-night stay in a 2-bedroom Gulf front condo on there.
Not in the Congo.
Not in the Congo. Is it Friday? Does it matter if it's Friday? Anyway, so go to our blog, ToniandGary.com. All kinds of good stuff. We're talking 50% off retail at least, but you bid on it.
You bid on it.
Yeah, it's a great thing. All right, let's see here. Let's go. Can you bring Al back in here real quick? Hey, Al, sorry about that.
Hey, no problem. This will be a good time to be on the golf, I imagine. I don't know what kind of weather we're having this weekend, but I think Obama. I think that he sees that Trump's doing well.
Yes.
And so he's doing all these things, basically increasing our welfare rolls with immigrants / refugees / whatever he can think of. But I think he's doing that. I think he's doing that for that reason. I mean, there's a strategy, and you don't have the linkages are right there. The Cloward-Piven strategy. Cloward and Piven were sociologists. They were acolytes also of Saul Alinsky. It goes back to that evil man, who, by the way, told Playboy that he wanted to, when he died, he wanted to go to hell because he would be more comfortable there. He would know more people in hell than, obviously he was making a point, but he would know more people in hell than he would in heaven. Well, kind of hope he's getting his wish right now. But I think Obama's seeing Trump's success, and he's trying to crash the welfare system. That is a Cloward-Piven strategy. That is a Saul Alinsky strategy. That is a Bill Ayers, Bernardine Dorn strategy. And when you crash the welfare system, see, the whole idea is that it will speed up the day. And these people were 60s radicals, and Obama drank their Kool-Aid, I guess. But they're trying to speed the day where we have totalitarianism and socialism / communism to their liking. I mean, and Obama, if you look at it that way, Obama has done everything he can to make that day happen. Break the welfare system, overload it, break it. I mean, I think he's doing that. I don't know that we can recover. I don't know that Trump can recover, but I'm pretty sure that we wouldn't be able to recover under Hillary. But Obama can't count on Hillary now because he looks at the polls, he looks at her health, he just looks at her character, the way she is. And America's still a good country full of good people, but we've been fooled a lot.
Yeah.
And it isn't that Hillary's a dupe either. I think she is a dupe, but I think she's also an actor. She's a Saul Alinsky acolyte. You heard me say it, and you said it. But he helped her write. I just learned this. He helped her write her thesis. She wrote her senior thesis on.
Absolutely, yeah.
On Saul.
Yeah, and he and she was very involved with him. Absolutely. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Al, we got to go, but you're right.
All right. Yeah, it's
going to be an interesting debate Monday night. That's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good.
You have a good one.
Right,
okay.
Have a good day.
And Alice, hey,
Bye.
Alice. Alice.
Brothers.
Say that one more time.
7 brides for 7 brothers.
7 brides for 7 brothers. That's a movie I'm looking for. Very good, Alice.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That sounds like something happened way down south in Louisiana.
No.
7 brides for 7 brothers.
Actually, it wasn't. It was a Western.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Where I forget where they lived. They lived out in middle U.S.
Right.
And they had 7 boys in the family.
Mm-hmm.
And a small town, and they were all looking for wives, so they wouldn't kidnap some. So I mean, it's a musical. It's a funny.
Oh,
it's a.
I have to say
they did. Anyway, they went to town and found some single women and brought them back.
All right, then.
But it's a good movie, but it's a musical. So and it's a Western, so you probably haven't seen it since you're a millennial. Let's go to let's bring Carrie Rosen.
I'm going to bring some mace in next week.
Bring Carrie Rosenblum in. How about that? Hey, Carrie, how are you?
Oh, fan. Good morning, Tony. Are you trying to keep Corey straight this morning?
I'm trying, but it's hard with these millennials, you know.
Yeah, I hear about those movies. I think I might have seen that. It's been a while. 7 Bride deal, but
I think it was considered a chick flick.
Yeah, it probably was. It wasn't one of those good old westerns, I don't think, like we talked about the other day.
Yeah, it wasn't Clint Eastwood.
No. That's for sure. Y'all looking forward to another big football weekend, huh?
Looks like it. Wow. Are you ready to make some picks?
Yeah, let me give it a shot anyway.
Okay. We have Kent State at Alabama.
Let's see now. Who should I go with on that? Okay. Well, we'll go with Alabama by 38.
And then we have Georgia at Ole Miss.
Georgia and Ole Miss. Again, that's a pretty good ball game there.
That ought to be a good ball game.
This time, I believe Ole Miss will probably win that one this week by 10 points.
Wow. Oh.
You know,
you're going to have to. Mine just went down, so you'll have to give them the rest of them.
What's interesting is so far with the picks, Carrie, most everybody has picked Ole Miss over Georgia, and I'm surprised about that.
Well, I think that, after losing last week, they're going to come out with a little more vengeance this week. I mean, Georgia could beat them, but that's going to be an Ole Miss, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving them a little nudge, home field advantage, and Kelly may have, I'm thinking, just, one of those little more explosive weeks. So that's what I'm thinking.
Mine came back up. Okay. All right, Florida at Tennessee.
Tennessee's going to break that string. 11 years in a row they've lost, I believe, Florida, and I think this is going to be their year to turn it around, so I'm going to say they'll win by 7 points.
And LSU at Auburn.
And LSU and Auburn, I'll tell you.
It's hard to pick.
I'd like to see Auburn win that, but I still think LSU will beat them this time. I'm going to pick LSU for 7.
Okay. It's going to be an interesting weekend, that's for sure.
It will, and we'll tune in and see what happens, and hope everybody enjoys the weekend. Y'all have a great one as well, and we'll figure out what's going on Monday, I guess.
Yep. Tell you what. Thank you, Carrie.
All right. Thank y'all. Take care.
Carrie Rosenblum, of course. The $50 for second place is from Carrie. Carrie brings cash. Bo Thomas brings cash. They all bring cash.
We like cash here.
To give to you guys.
I didn't tell y'all what time these games are coming on.
No,
I'll
so
run
tell
through
us.
that real quick. Kent State at Alabama is going to be on the SEC Network at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So early game. And then you're going to have to pick who you're going to watch because Georgia and Ole Miss comes on at 11 on ESPN. Then Florida-Tennessee's the CBS game of the week at 2:30. And LSU at Auburn is on ESPN, kickoff at 5 p.m. So there you have it.
All right, let's go to Bruce. Hey, Bruce, how are you?
Well,
you think they're going to be able to do it?
Good morning. How are y'all?
Good. Do you think they're going to be able to take LSU?
Probably not. Probably not. Hey, listen, y'all need to be real careful going out in your cars today. I heard there's a clown out in your area.
Oh, no.
A what?
There's a clown out in our area. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the problem is,
Don't say
Bruce, we work with Dan McClain every day, so he doesn't scare us at all.
I know Corey's a clown, but I'm talking about a real one.
You know, and what is up with this? All of a sudden, they're everywhere. You know, there was a couple of teenagers who were arrested the other day.
Was that in the Carolinas? One of them.
You too. No, I think it was somewhere here in Alabama they were arrested.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did read that.
Where were they? That they were pretending they were clowns and...
I'd have to read the story. I don't remember. It seems like it was somewhere in central Alabama.
Was it central? Yeah, what is up with that? They need to knock that off.
I don't know. You know, that started in North or South Carolina one, and those ended up being
fake,
being photoshopped.
Yeah.
But now there are real people doing it.
Yeah, there are real people, especially teenagers, dressing up as clowns, scaring kids. They need to knock it off.
There was a...
That's a good way to get shot in Alabama.
There was a clown across from a subway on Jefferson Street in Athens. A picture taken and posted on Facebook back last week, and he was kind of freaky looking.
Well, and these are not Bozo the Clown pictures.
No,
they're
Stephen King's It pictures.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's very crazy.
Yep.
All right, what do you say we take a break? We're going to come back. We have more sound bites. We're going to let's throw this out there first, though. There was a story about how kids are punished the other day, and then we had that one yesterday where the little 3-year-old girl wouldn't put her seatbelt on in the back seat.
Yeah.
And so her mother called the cops.
Gee whiz.
Yeah. So how did your parents punish you and your siblings? How did your parents punish you and your siblings? Call us. Phone numbers are
256-534-3521 and 309-2313.
We'll be right back.
Miss Toni and Gary? Listen to our podcast free anytime, day or night.
And check out our blog at ToniandGary.com with links to the podcast, email, iHeartRadio, listen online, and all the latest stories and video.
And like us on Facebook. Go to Facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's The Morning Show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
You're listening to the sound of an actual heart beating outside of a human body. Thanks to modern technology, a doctor can now keep a donor heart beating until it's ready to be transplanted into its recipient. Yet if our doctor wanted to transfer a phone call from her desk phone to her cell, she couldn't, because her phone system can't do that. At Vonage, we think it's about time business communications caught up. See what Vonage can do for your business at Vonage.com/it'sabouttime.
Life can be unpredictable. That's why you should take control of your family's future now with an estate plan bundle from LegalZoom. Not sure whether you need a last will or a living trust? LegalZoom's network of independent attorneys in 48 states can help you decide which one's right for you without billing by the hour, since LegalZoom isn't a law firm. Plus, updating your estate plan as your family and assets grow couldn't be easier. Enjoy your life. Use LegalZoom for the legal stuff. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
It's about your life and your money. It's the Dave Ramsey Show.
Self-control, self-discipline. It's one of the most powerful things that a human being can learn. Parents who do not teach their children discipline do not set them up for the ability to learn to discipline themselves or control themselves, because you are not teaching your child self-control. Consequently, we've raised a wussified generation. The Dave Ramsey Show, weekdays at 11 on WBHP.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America.
If you have to be on the road this morning, traffic looking good for you around Athens. We're not spotting any problems around Decatur. No big delays on 565 or along the Parkway. No problems on 72 heading over Chapman Mountain. No problems on 431 around Big Cove. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
Does your child struggle to concentrate and pay attention? What looks like ADD or autism may actually be caused by lead poisoning. Lead is a neurotoxin. It can cause permanent brain damage. Find out how to protect your family. Go to leadsafeamerica.org.
Now, your official WBHP Weather Center forecast.
This report is brought to you by Unbound.
I'm WHNT News 19 meteorologist Ben Smith. Another sunny afternoon. High temperatures today around 95 degrees. We'll be in the mid to upper 80s by the time high school football kicks off tonight. Here's your weekend forecast. Mid-90s both Saturday and Sunday. Only an isolated shower. Should see some cooler temperatures. Greater chances of rain next week. Take my forecast to WBHP with you everywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app at WBHPAM.com.
Right now, there's a girl in India who has dreams bigger than her village. Right now, there's an elder in Guatemala who dreams of a life of greater dignity and less loneliness. You can help change the future of one person in a single moment. Begin the change at unbound.org.
If you really want to protect your vehicle's floor, why would you settle for anything less than the most advanced vehicle floor protection available? I'm David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech. The main goal when we design, engineer, and manufacture our floor liners is to protect your vehicle's floor, period. We realize you've made quite an investment in your vehicle, so we do everything possible to help you protect it. We don't cut corners, and we don't compromise on quality, ever. We test our custom-fit WeatherTech floor liners to ensure they hold up against anything and everything that falls on them. Dirt, sand, snow, mud, even food and drinks. And our floor liners are made right here in America, with American raw materials and, of course, American workers. So now that you know how passionate we are about protection, just imagine the detail and energy we put into every aspect of our floor liners. Learn more today about our full line of automotive accessories at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech Floor Liners, complete protection, completely American-made.
This is Gary Sullivan. Hope you'll join me in a little home improvement talk this Sunday afternoon at 3 here on WBHP.
I'm Mary Lawrence with Synovus Mortgage and First Commercial Bank. To know which 100% financing options are right for you, call my cell, 256-755-1008.
That's right, call her cell. Even if you call her office, it's routed to her cell number.
Yeah, so you're going to get her cell no matter what.
No matter what. What's her cell number, Corey?
256-755-1008. If you'd like her office number, you'll have to Google it because I don't even bother.
I don't even know it.
Yeah.
She can help you. She can. All right, so we were talking about clowns. An 11-year-old Georgia girl arrested for bringing a knife to school. Her reason? To fight off those creepy clowns that she heard about in the news.
She was just trying to defend herself. Bless her heart.
This clown stuff has got to stop. And then we have these two Northern California women who are arrested for keeping 4 men captive. I don't know how they did this, but so they captured these 4 guys to work an illegal marijuana crop. Okay. Now, I'm just saying that was probably the out for them. Just tell them that we were slaves, that you captured us to work this illegal marijuana farm.
Yeah, that was the
2
story.
Women.
Yeah.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I'm sure. And then if you haven't heard, Don King, the boxing promoter, came out in support of Donald Trump.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and he had a little salty language.
Did he actually say?
He did.
The N-word?
By mistake, yeah.
The N-word.
Yes, but he wasn't saying it to begin with. Okay. He was using the other one, and then that came out, and he said, oops, sorry, I meant. Okay. But.
Okay, well, I was, because I never did see the video either.
Yeah, you'd have to listen closely.
For some reason, I had trouble finding the video the day I was trying to find it. But anyway.
But he's black.
The story, yes.
So that's okay.
Well, it's, like it or not, it's different when black people say it. It just is.
It is.
It's just the way it is,
mm-hmm.
Okay? But the stories that I read like he didn't say the N-word. It read like he said, and there's nothing wrong with saying Negro, is there?
He did say that. The first 3 times. Then
And
the
then
fourth time, he slipped up.
with the N-word.
The N-word. And then he
Okay.
said oops or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
How
Anyway.
did Trump handle it?
I'm not sure. I don't know if Trump was on the stage when that happened.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know for sure. Anyway.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So how parents punished you and your sibling. Got a lot of calls on this. Let's go to Carol.
The weird way that I got punished was my mother made me and my brother hold hands until we could be civil.
Civil, huh? Be civil.
Well, you know, he was like digging his fingernails into me, and if I said anything, he did it harder the next time, so I just had to bear it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's exactly
Thank
right.
you, Carol. So,
I remember.
So you had to hold hands, except her brother was digging his fingernails in her hand the whole time. Mm-hmm.
Sounds like something I'd do.
You millennial.
Sounds like something I have done, by the way.
There you go. Let's go to Catherine. Hey, Catherine.
So we took a road trip, and my brother and I were fighting, and my mom stopped the car and got us in the back seat and crossed our legs and our arms over each other and made us sit like that the entire rest of the road trip.
Crossed your arms and your legs over each other?
She's gone.
Is she? Oh, I'm sorry, Catherine. Now, it's like facing each other?
Huh.
Oh, Catherine, call us back. We
Well,
need a
that
little
would-
more information on that one.
That would make me behave.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
Let's go to Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Tony, I thought I'd try to answer your 9% question this morning. Well, I had to dig deep and email a friend down at Gulf Shores to get this answer and make sure he agreed with me. So
dig deep.
That would be underwear model. Would that not be correct?
Oh, goodness gracious. You called Gary? That is too funny. So in a recent survey, 9% of men said they would trade their wife or girlfriend in for a career as what? A career as what?
An underwear model.
That's not it.
You know, Joe, if I remember Gary's...
I thought sure that would be it.
That's not it.
If I remember Gary's story correctly, I think his wife traded him in. It wasn't that he traded her in.
Y'all remember now Monday's his birthday.
Yes,
That's
it is.
right.
You're right.
Isn't that ironic they're going to have the debates on Gary's birthday?
You know, and I don't think anybody has to worry about where to watch it because I looked ahead and it's on every channel.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
It's on Fox 54, on 19, on
Mhm.
48, on 31, on CNN, on Fox, on MSNBC. It's on every channel.
Was it going to be on live radio then with y'all?
You know, I would bet it is.
Yeah, I haven't heard yet, but I'm sure it will
I'm
be.
sure it is.
Mhm.
Usually they carry the debates.
Mhm.
So that night.
All right,
Monday
guys.
night.
Have a good weekend.
You too. And Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, good morning, friends. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you too.
I'm sure 9% of men would trade in their wives to be a weatherman.
A weatherman.
I'm just kidding. Just to follow. Got father on my head right there, but talking about what Gary said. Of course, I was just trying to be. That was a dumb joke. Sorry.
That's all right.
We've
But my
come to
mother-in-law,
expect it from you,
She is
Jeff.
an alien.
Say it again.
That was also another joke. Sorry.
His
My
mother-in-law is an
mother-in-law
alien.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah. Okay.
Mine too.
So what was speaking of being raised? I think our parents did a good job. We would get spankings. Of course, we called them back in the day whoopings, but not for every infraction. If we were doing something really bad, like throwing rocks and stuff like that that would actually hurt someone. But we were never abused or anything like that.
And in this day and time, if you spank your child, it's child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I disagree with that. I mean, it could go too far and be child abuse, but just to get spanking, that's wrong.
Yeah, well, I agree. I mean, it has to be. It can't be. You're right. Every infraction, it has to be something bad.
We had an instance once, Jeff, when Fallon and I, we hadn't been married long, and Logan was maybe 25 or 6 months old, and so he was acting up. We were at a restaurant, and he was acting up. So I took him to the bathroom, didn't lay a hand on him I just talked to him, son. You're going to have to, straighten up, whatever I said. But he screamed and shouted as if I had stuck a knife in his eyeball. Yeah. Well, when I got back to the table, Fallon said there were a couple of little old ladies next to us. And Fallon said, well, you could hear Logan all the way out here. And these little old ladies next to us was just giving you up the road for in there beating on him. And I said, well, I didn't even touch him.
Yeah.
Well,
even a small child, it could be as simple as just patting the hand.
Absolutely.
Teaching them at a young age, you're not supposed to be touching that or not supposed to be doing that. But.
Right. And with Cody, with my older son, we had a horse crop that I hung in the hall.
So what is that?
You know what a horse crop is? That you hit a horse with it when you want it to run faster?
Oh, I didn't know that's what it was called.
Mm-hmm, a horse crop. Anyway, so I forgot where I got it. I had gotten it. I never used it on horses. But I got it somewhere. Maybe at the cowboy convention or whatever it was that we went to out in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so it was hung in the hall. And I would tell Cody that, if he didn't, do right, that was what he was going to get. Now, when he was, we lived in Hartselle at the time, and there were a lot of woods beside our property. And I always, especially during the summer, snakes and things, I would tell him, we've got 3 acres here, go run around, but do not go in the woods without telling me.
Sure.
You can go in the woods, with your friends or whatever, but you got to tell me. You can't just go, right? And so we had a screened-in back porch where you could see down. Our property went down in the back. And I could see all the way to the barn. I could see him. Anyway, and I go out there. When I needed him, I go out there and holler for him. Well, I hollered. Couldn't, he didn't answer. Mm-hmm. And so then I was getting scared. So I went down to the barn. I looked everywhere. I hollered. No Cody. So after about 30 minutes, here he comes with his little friends out of the woods, and he's in trouble.
Yep.
He didn't tell me he was going in the woods. So I sent his friends home, took him upstairs, told him to lay on the bed, turn over. He was going to get the horse crop. Now, he'd never gotten it before, right? It was only a threat. So I took this horse crop, and I hit the bed beside him. I didn't touch him. Every time I hit the bed, he would scream bloody murder like I had hit him. And then I'd say, don't you ever do that again. You've got to tell me when you go off somewhere. And I'd hit the bed again, and he'd scream.
Well, that was very effective, though.
It was very effective. I never had to touch him. Not that I would have hit him with the horse crop, but I wanted to scare him enough.
The stories that come out of your mouth, Toni Lowry.
I wanted to scare him enough so that he wouldn't do that again.
Well, like I said, child abuse, there's no excuse for it. Absolutely none. However, corporal punishment is very biblical. You see children today that are spoiled. Yeah. Spare the rod, spoil the child. You see a lot of spoiled children and what they turn out to be. Spoiled adults, and you look at the country that we have today.
Well, they need the microaggression. I don't know if you heard that story we had earlier. We posted it to our blog where in Houston at the university, you have to have a microaggression first aid kit with a blanket and teddy bear and pacifier. Really?
That's funny.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy, and that's what's happened to our kids. They're not, and I can't really, except when he was little, and like you said, a hand on the rear end, if they were doing something when they were real little. I can't remember spanking Cody. Now,
was it because he didn't need it, or because you didn't do it?
Well, I think if it was something he really needed, then his father took care of that. Yeah. But I can't remember ever hitting him when as he got older.
Right.
He was pretty respectful. That scared me, though. When I couldn't find him. You know how it is, Jeff. You can't find your kids.
Oh, well, we had that with our first daughter, and it scared us to death.
Yeah. Can't find your kids, then you're in panic.
We looked for her for 10 minutes and finally found her.
Yeah.
She was in the house at my mom and dad's house, but it's like she was in there playing with makeup. A little girl.
Well, that's kind of like the story.
For her, and she never did say anything, and I guess she was 2 years old or something.
That's kind of like the story we had the other day where the parents called the police. They couldn't find their daughter, and they put it on Facebook. And saying on the girl's Facebook page.
Oh, that's right. She was in a room.
And she was in a room. Says, we're looking for you. Well, I'm in my room.
They didn't bother checking there, apparently.
I guess not. She was so quiet up there.
But it feels so good when you find them, though.
Oh, man, does it ever. It's just like, thank you, God.
Absolutely.
All right, Jeff, you have a great day.
You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
And Greg. Hey, Greg.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Hey.
Well, I got to congratulate you. You surely have some high-quality people calling into your show. Jeff and his wife, Melissa, are just super wonderful, wonderful people. I hope he hears me saying that, because I mean it.
You know,
you got a lot of good callers.
We do. We love, it's a family, Greg. It really is.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, my dad always said there's a black sheep in every family. I wonder who that would be.
Is that you, Greg?
Well, my brother is an Auburn alum, so I think that's him in our family.
No, you know who the black sheep in our little family is here?
Brian.
So, it's funny. I think about, listening to you guys talk. My dad never laid a hand on me that I can remember. But, Mom used to, man, she would, especially when we were little, she would spank us with a wooden spoon.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, we'd get that thing going at like 500 hertz, man. It would hurt and sting and But now, I remember this one time my brother and I, we used to share a room. We had these bunk beds. And I don't know, Dad was mad about something. I wish I could remember what set him off so bad. But he was just, and if you knew my dad, he's just the sweetest, mildest-mannered guy. He's the kind of person, he just walks in a room and kids just run up to him. He's got animal magnetism. But, so he was completely out of character, and he was just, he's like, oh, you guys just made me so mad, and didn't draw back or anything, but just kind of like a backhand, like a little pop to the wall, but he ended up punching a hole in the drywall, and I'm sitting there lying on the bed, and I'm thinking, he has snapped. It is over for me. This is about to be my last memory of my life. And my brother and I both, we were just scared to death.
And it's amazing how the things you remember as a kid, the things you remember with your parents, the things that really, stood out. And especially if your father was that mild-mannered, I mean, that's so out of character.
Oh, I thought he had snapped. He'd come apart, and it's just all over for us. But no, actually, they're on their way up today. It's my youngest daughter. It's her birthday today, and so my middle daughter made homecoming court. So they're coming up to see all that. Mom just recently retired from the Mobile public school system, so they get to travel a little bit now. So we're looking forward to seeing them.
Very good. You have a great weekend, Greg.
Hey, thanks for talking to you.
And it's funny too when you have siblings. Because, some of your siblings, get in trouble. All of you got in trouble.
Yeah.
And that was how it was in my family. And I always thought that was so unfair because I never did anything.
It is unfair.
And my older brother would do everything bad.
Raise y'all's hand if you think that Toni Lowry never did anything.
Well, never may be a stretch. But I remember...
She who doctored her birth certificate to get a job.
Well, it was so I could work.
At 9 or however old
15.
you were.
Anyway, but I'll never forget the time. And my mother had a horrible temper.
Really?
Yeah. Well, she was... It was during the time when she was drinking and...
Oh, that's right.
When you do that, you have a bad temper.
Yep.
So... of course, she got over all that as we got older.
Right.
She never took a drink in my later years. But, when I was a kid, she was an alcoholic. I mean, and she was one of those, you have happy drunks, you have mean drunks. She was mean when she was drinking. Anyway, so my brother would, and I would tell him, I'd say, don't antagonize her, for goodness sakes, because then we all get it.
Right.
So we had just got back from the grocery store, and we didn't have a car. So, we had to steal a shopping cart. And we took it with us back and forth to the store, right? The same one. We kept it in the hall of our apartment building.
Right.
So we could take it back and forth.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got back, and he refused to help her unload the groceries.
Uh-oh.
Well, so I was helping her.
Okay.
Anyway, so she picked up a can of corn to throw at him. Good grief. And he ducked.
And hit you?
And hit me in the head. I had 3 stitches. So. That's
great.
It's just like, I told you not to antagonize her.
And you got the brunt of it.
And I got the brunt. But I have to say that, having said all that, she committed herself to an institution for a year.
To get clean.
To get clean.
Wow.
Yeah, because they had threatened to take us away from her. So don't think for 1 minute that you can't change, that you can't work yourself out of situations. The one thing, I mean, she loved us more than anything in the world. And for her to do that and then never take a drink again, ever. And I think I was 11.
That's love right there.
I think I was 11 when she did that.
Wow.
And it was the only way for her to get clean, and she did it herself. She wasn't forced to, so it was in order to keep her children. That's how much she loved us.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her for what she did when she was drinking, because she didn't know what she was doing. She never remembered. She was one of those that never remembered what she did.
Oh, yeah.
And then would cry and everything, so sorry for it. So I guess I say that to say that no matter what, who our parents are or how we grow up or whatever, they can work their way out of it if they choose to.
Addiction is horrible.
Addictions are horrible, yes.
But there are programs out there to get you through it.
Yeah. And if you want to,
and they do work.
And if you want to get out of it, you can. So, all right, we'll take a break. Don't go away.
Miss Toni and Gary? Listen to our podcast free anytime, day or night.
And check out our blog at ToniandGary.com with links to the podcast, email, iHeartRadio, listen online, and all the latest stories and video.
And like us on Facebook. Go to Facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
When a customer calls Hiller, we ask, how can we make you happy today? And when you work for Hiller, you're treated with the exact same level of care. We hire the right people and treat them the right way. Training extensively and promoting from within.
I started at Hiller 9 years ago as a tech, and now I'm a team leader, and I wouldn't work anywhere else.
So if you want to be part of a professional team that helps you be the best at what you do, give us a call or visit hillerishiring.com and see how we can make you happy today.
It's home improvement time.
For the best in energy efficiency, weather protection, and noise reduction in your home, contact Renewal by Andersen. They feature high-quality windows and doors that are built to last while providing the best in beauty and durability for your home. Part of our Home Experts team. Find out more at WBHPAM.com, keyword Home Experts.
Who makes the tastiest made-from-scratch biscuits in the South? Hardee's, of course. Now, enjoy 2 country fried steak biscuits for only $3. That's right, 2 for $3 steak biscuits now at your neighborhood Hardee's restaurant.
At iHeartMedia, we have harnessed the power of sound in a way that can help you expand your reach to a new group of target customers and grow your business through customized and effective advertising. Call 844-BUY-RADIO or go to iHeartMedia.com.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council. Expect delays on Highway 53. There's a crash on Highway 53 southbound just after Kelly Spring Road. Good news on Research Park Boulevard. Crowded, no wrecks or stalls. We're not spotting any problems right now on 565. It is slow, though, on the Parkway around Martin Road. Some road work going on there. No problem so far heading over Chapman Mountain. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
When danger is imminent, will you be prepared? Now, many mobile devices can bring you critical information from local sources you trust. With a unique sound and vibration, wireless emergency alerts keep you in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts.
Toni and Gary sound better in HD. Listen on your HD radio at 102.1 HD2.
Hey, this is Bo Thomas with Thomas HVAC Company. It's football season. That means I'll be giving away $100 in cash to one Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Welcome back to the morning show. Okay, what are we giving away?
$40 for Popeye's Cajun Fried Chicken. Movie passes for 2 at Hollywood 18. Family 4-pack to the Botanical Gardens. $20 from Dunkin' Donuts, Huntsville and Madison.
And a day pass to the range at Last Resort Guns, County Line Road in Madison.
All you have to do is call us. At the end of the show, we'll draw from all the people who have called in, and that person wins.
534-3521 and 309-2313.
And we have prizes. Yes, we do. Okay, we still have trivia out there. And again, Corey, please don't let me. I'm getting so many emails about this to make sure we give the answer if nobody answers it correctly. 9% of men in a recent survey said they would trade their wife or girlfriend for a career as what? As what? What do you think? Or it's estimated around the world 100,000 people each year go to the hospital emergency room after they have messed up while cleaning this. What do you think? Phone numbers are.
Does the term messed up give a clue that we're not noticing?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. 256-534-3521 and 309-2313.
All right, let's go to Deborah. Hey, Deborah.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Just got done taking my child to school this morning. People on Whitesburg do not abide by the rules school zones.
Ooh.
Yeah, a lot of people
That is just
speed.
very aggravating.
A lot of people speed through school zones. You're right. Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot more traffic on Whitesburg because of the construction on the parkway.
Yep. You're right.
And they drive like it's the interstate.
I have to agree with you. Gets bad sometimes.
Yeah, and that's dangerous for the children that are in the cars, let alone the adults in the car. It's, dangerous for them too. But when you have children, that's, I have a pet peeve with that.
Well, once one of Huntsville's or Madison County's finest catches them speeding through one of those school zones,
gonna be a hefty
their
fine.
wallets are going to wish they hadn't.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. Yeah, when they're sitting out there, they'll slow down because
Sure.
they don't really have a hiding place right through there. But when they see them, they slow down. But when they're not there, they don't care. They just don't care. But I just want to call in and get qualified, and y'all have a great day and a great weekend.
You too, Deborah.
There was a school zone in Athens. Somebody had put up a handmade sign that said the speed limit is whatever it is, 25, 15 miles an hour, or whatever it is. If you're caught speeding, you should hope that I call the cops.
Oh, wow.
Of course, that sign wasn't up very long. Somebody made them take that down.
Before the show's over, I did want to do this story out of the Daily Mail in the UK. Not locally, but out of the Daily Mail out of the UK. And it's about Alabama.
Uh-oh.
Well, I think this story plays to what we have talked about for not only months, but years, about illegal immigration.
Mm-hmm.
So here's this woman. Her name is Sandra Langlois, Langlois. I don't know how you pronounce her last name. She's 42 years old. She lives in Albertville.
Okay.
And she says she is still unemployed because she doesn't speak Spanish. 30%, according to this, 30% of Albertville is now Hispanic. Now, we know there's been a big increase in the Hispanic population.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that she's been rejected by prospective employers because she doesn't speak Spanish.
They need somebody that's bilingual.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She says that that illegal immigration has left the working class behind. Now, that's one of the things that we have talked about.
Right.
And there is a lot of illegal immigration in Albertville. There's no way around that. Now,
there was a lot in the state of Alabama.
Yeah.
In Athens, they actually passed a local ordinance there where if you got pulled over and you had no papers, they were going to do whatever they did with you.
Call ICE.
Because it had been very lax where they were not calling whoever.
And so many cities are like that.
And as quick as that happened, well,
all of a sudden you don't have
all
the problem.
of a sudden the population starts leaving.
Yes.
Going somewhere else.
And here's
to Albertville.
And what I'm about to tell you is what we have been talking about for years, the ironic part of it. This woman came here as a child immigrant from Germany. She immigrated to the United States legally from Germany.
So she's a legal immigrant
She's
herself.
a legal immigrant, And she says that really it's really kind of discrimination. If you're not here legally, then you need to go back home. They need to come over here the right way. Don't sneak over. Don't stay here. Come the way I did, which is what we've been talking about.
Sure.
We have over 1 million legal immigrants come into this country every year.
The right way.
The right way. And they spend a lot of time and a lot of money trying to get here and become Americans. And then here we have a legal immigrant who can't get a job because she doesn't speak Spanish, and there's so many illegal immigrants in Albertville.
Wow.
That really encompasses the whole problem on immigration.
Mm-hmm. Parents, make sure your kid takes Spanish.
Yes.
In school.
In school.
Because
that's the way it's going.
Yeah, I mean, you got a demand for Spanish speakers. That's just the way it is.
And here you have Jorge Castaneda.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you know who that is, right?
No.
Yeah. He served as Mexico's Secretary of Foreign Affairs from 2000 to 2003.
Oh, yeah.
You remember him?
Yeah.
Anyway, he currently is a professor at New York University. And they had the Hudson Institute in Washington this past Wednesday had a roundtable.
Okay.
And this guy, he's pretty well respected.
Okay.
He's, like I say, now a professor.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not a fan of Donald Trump at all.
No.
But wait. He says.
But there's more.
But he says that actually, if Trump really wants Mexico to pay for the wall, he can do it. There are many ways to do it.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm not a fan, but he said he could increase the fees for visas, which you don't need Congress for.
Mm-hmm.
That goes to the State Department. He said you could increase the toll on the bridges between Mexico and the U.S. You don't need Congress for that. He says that you could tax, and we've talked about this, the remittances that people send from the U.S. to Mexico.
Right.
There's with transaction fees, commissions, special fees, you don't need Congress to do that. He said if you do all of these different things, and then, of course, there's the federal funds, that you could, because we give them a lot of money that you could cut back on. He said it would be very easy without Congress to do some of these things. And it's not like Mexico would be writing a check, but Mexico would be writing a check.
It seems like that about a month ago, Donald J. Trump made a visit to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I knew right then that Mexico
was going to pay for the wall.
Knew that Trump could do it if he got if he was ready to do so.
He also went on to say that this famous net zero immigration Mexico thing, that the media keeps putting out, that really, more people are leaving.
There's so many going back.
Yeah. He said that's all a lie.
Of course it is.
He said that, the media is playing you, and went on to explain why. He said, look, in Mexico, they make $300 a month. Approximately. That's the average.
Wow.
And if you're here and you're making $10, $12, $15 an hour, and you're sending money back to Mexico, you're well paid, and you think people are leaving their $10, $12, $15 an hour jobs to go back to Mexico to make $300 a month, and you're crazy. He went on to say that 70%, and remember who he is now. He's the former Foreign Affairs, the Secretary of Foreign Affairs of Mexico from 2000 to 2003. He said 70% of all Mexicans make less than $300 a month. The nonsense I hear from so many people, even serious people, saying that Mexicans are returning to Mexico because the U.S. economy is doing terribly, and all they want to do is go back to a booming Mexican economy. He said, where do they live? Because that's not happening. 70% of the people in Mexico make $300 a month.
Maybe they're including the cartel in with their statistics to show that the economy's booming in Mexico.
And then we have, we have the video on our blog about Houston and how they now have this. That's what we were talking to Al about. That they now have this kit for students who think that if you see Trump in chalk on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It's a microaggression.
Right.
If you hear his name or some conservative, now they have this kit, with blankets and safe spaces and everything else, right? And then you have, that's in Houston, but then you have the Medina independent school district in Texas, who put up a sign in the front of the school. Let me read it to you. Attention. Please be aware that the staff at Medina may be armed and will use whatever force is necessary to protect our students.
Nice.
It's a sign in the front of the school.
Wow.
The teachers are armed. They don't say they are. They say they may be armed. In other words, this is not a safe space. So if you want to come in here shooting up, you might just get shot back.
Right.
How about that?
You remember, we talked about the story that Limestone County schools were getting these safety boxes?
Yes.
Well, Logan came home the other day and was telling me that not the younger kids, for instance, Hunter didn't see this, but they actually had a little seminar of sorts with the older kids, explaining to them what these safety boxes were, why they were there, and showed them some of the contents. I know that there is mace in there. I know that there are nightclubs in those safety boxes, but there are other things that was kept a secret from the kids, and of course, likewise the public. But Limestone County schools at least that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
At least they got something other than a book to throw at them.
That's right. But I always thought it was a good idea for teachers who wanted to be armed and were trained, and it was in a lockbox to have it just in case.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Listen to Toni and Gary on your smartphone.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
From the Tennessee Valley to your radio, it's WBHP's Valley Happenings.
Hey everybody, as a patient dad, I'm asking you to support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. September, join us in the St. Jude Walk/Run to End Childhood Cancer. It's a family-friendly event that raises funds to support the life-saving mission of St. Jude. Families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because all a family should worry about is helping their child live. Let's end childhood cancer together. Sign up today at stjude.org/walkrun.
And that's what's happening. For more information on Valley Happenings, log on to WBHPAM.com, keyword events. The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver Traffic Update.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
It's crowded around Athens on Highway 72 and along Highway 31, but no wrecks or stalls to warn you about. There's some heavy and slow traffic on University. We're spotting some slow traffic on the Parkway around Martin Road and some slow traffic on Governor's Drive on 431. Just a lot of folks on the road right now, but no wrecks or stalls. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
When danger is imminent, will you be prepared? Now, many mobile devices can bring you critical information from local sources you trust. With a unique sound and vibration, wireless emergency alerts keep you in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts.
If you really want to protect your vehicle's floor, why would you settle for anything less than the most advanced vehicle floor protection available? I'm David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech. The main goal when we design, engineer, and manufacture our floor liners is to protect your vehicle's floor, period. We realize you've made quite an investment in your vehicle, so we do everything possible to help you protect it. We don't cut corners, and we don't compromise on quality, ever. We test our custom-fit WeatherTech floor liners to ensure they hold up against anything and everything that falls on them. Dirt, sand, snow, mud, even food and drinks. And our floor liners are made right here in America, with American raw materials and, of course, American workers. So now that you know how passionate we are about protection, just imagine the detail and energy we put into every aspect of our floor liners. Learn more today about our full line of automotive accessories at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech floor liners, complete protection, completely American made.
If money's tight at your house, find out how to achieve financial peace with Dave Ramsey. Weekdays 11 to 2 on WBHP.
Oh, good grief. Hillary Clinton just put out a tweet that we're going to crack down on environmental racism. Okay,
Tony,
fine.
Can you tell me what that is?
I don't know what that is. I'll have to do some research. I have no idea.
Environmental racism.
Yes.
What in the environment can we be racist
I don't
against?
know.
I mean, does the environment have race?
Everything is racist. Good grief. In a recent survey, 9% of men said they would trade their wife or girlfriend for a career as what? The answer is, you have a guess?
I don't have a guess.
A pro athlete.
Really?
Would trade their wife or girlfriend because they'll probably get a new one anyway, right?
Well, they're trading for the money, not because of the...
That's exactly right. They're trading for the money.
Yep.
We'll announce the winner when we get back. Don't go away.
Non-attorney paid spokesperson paid by Open Jar. Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter implanted to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, and even death. If you or a loved one has had an IVC filter implanted, you may be entitled to substantial compensation, even if you haven't experienced any injury at this time. IVC filters have been considered an accident waiting to happen by many. Call the IVC helpline now at 800-216 HURT for a free consultation with an experienced attorney. IVC filters have been known to fracture and cause tearing of the heart, lungs, internal bleeding, and even death. Our network of experienced attorneys are ready to fight for you. You pay no fees unless your case is settled, but time is limited to make a claim. Don't fight this alone. If you or a loved one has an IVC filter implanted, call the IVC helpline now. Operators are standing by 24/7 to take your call at 800-216-HURT. 800-216-HURT. That's 800-216-HURT.
This is 800 and 1230 WBHP, the Valley's Big Talker.
Y'all, Tony don't have a clue that it's time to come back on. We're on, Ms. Lowry.
Here I'm fiddling with my papers. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I've been ready.
Congratulations to Bruce Terry. Woohoo! Boy, that was scary.
That's awesome.
It is Friday after all, right?
I turn your mic on,
and all I hear is
paper.
I'm trying to clean up this mess in here.
Well, there is a mess.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Weather's going to be hot and dry.
Yeah, hot and dry this weekend, and then next week, hopefully, it's going to start getting cooler.
We hope for fall.
Maybe only 80 next week.
Get your football picks in by midnight tonight. Go to our blog at ToniandGary.com. Again, thank you so much for listening.
Bye, y'all.
Glenn Beck follows Fox News on WBHP.